Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the first of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza. It's going to be a lot of fun here this weekend at Maverik Center. It's an AFCU Friday where tickets start at just $8, and you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. The Grizzlies are going to entertain the Kansas City Mavericks for the sixth time this season. The Grizzlies have a four-game winning streak against Kansas City. They are 4-1 against the Mavericks this season. It's a big game in the standings as Utah has 53 standings points, and they are in fifth place in the Mountain Division. Kansas City is in second place with 59 standings points. Mavericks lost a couple players to a call-ups and lost a couple players to injuries, but it'll be interesting to see what Pascal Laberge will do for Kansas City. He's their leading scorer this season with 50 points. So watch out for Pascal Laberge, who's going to be wearing number 29 for the Mavericks tonight. The Grizzlies get a big name back in Johnny Walker. That's why the Worm is going to be back in the Grizzlies lineup for the first time since February 11th when he got injured in Rapid City. And so we'll see Johnny Walker. He's got 9 goals this season. Watch out for Walker on the Grizzlies power play. And it's certainly going to be big to have him back. But the Grizzlies are going to be without the Rooster, Jordan Martell, who got hurt on Sunday against Wichita. And so Martell will be out of the Grizzlies lineup. So it's going to be a big game and a big weekend in terms of the standings. Speaking of big, the Stanley Cup's going to be here tomorrow. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. The Stanley Cup will be in the building tomorrow night as the Grizzlies take on Kansas City in the middle game of the series. Then don't forget Sunday, it's going to be a 3 o'clock start. So it's going to be a big one here tonight. Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. It's big in the standings. We'll see if the Grizzlies can come out and play good hockey. They've been a good road team as of late. We'll see if the Grizzlies can defend home ice against the Kansas City Mavericks. The crowd is still filing in here. Looks like we got a good crowd set up here for a Friday night here at Maverik Center. If you're in the West Valley area, come on down and enjoy some Grizzlies hockey with us. If not, we got the game right here on Flow Sports and audio on the Grizzlies YouTube channel. Our homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. When we return to the Utah Grizzlies pregame show, we'll be joined by Guy Carenza, and we'll get his thoughts on tonight's game as we're in business on a Friday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza. As Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks face-off in about 15 minutes from now. And, Guy, it's going to be a big weekend here, not only because the Stanley Cup's going to be here tomorrow, but these are big games in the standings. Kansas City's in second place with 59 points. Grizzlies 6 points back and are in fifth place with 53 points. So in terms of the standings, this is a huge series for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Tyson, it is. And I think this series that we're going to see here at Maverik Center, it's going to feel and play like a playoff series, and the Grizzlies have to treat it like that. These games are huge in terms of the standings, and the Grizzlies need all of these points, especially against a team like Kansas City that you're chasing in the standings.
For the Grizzlies, they get Johnny Walker back, and that's certainly big when you think about what he does offensively. And he's one of those guys, he always makes a presence out there, either physically or out in front of the net where he's got really great hands. So having Johnny Walker back certainly going to be big for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Tyson, for sure. It's great to see the Worm back in the lineup and Johnny Walker. And I think he's been missed over the last couple of weeks where he's been out. I think his presence has certainly been missed. He's one of those guys that they call him the Worm for a reason. He's an agitator, but he's also got a wicked shot. And I think adding him to that power play is going to be big as well. Because we've seen him score a lot on the power play this season.
The last time the Grizzlies played the Mavericks was on December 18th. And in that game, Lucas Parikh had a 32-save shutout. Parikh is in net for the Grizzlies tonight. And even though it's been a little while since Lucas has been in net for the Grizzlies, I got a feeling he's going to have a good one here against Kansas City, just like he did on December 18th.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree. I think this game is going to start with Lucas Parik. I think if the Grizzlies want to win, Lucas has to stand on his head. He's going to have to play fantastic, and I think that he's going to do that. He's shown time and time again that he's an elite goaltender, and we'll see what he has in store for us tonight.
Two defensemen have really stepped up big for the Grizzlies. Connor McDonald, who in his last 9 games is a +10, and Aaron Tho in his last 10 games is a +11. So Tho and McDonald have certainly been outstanding for the Grizzlies, and we'll see that again here tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, the Grizzlies' defense score has really stepped up over the last couple of weeks. I thought they played really well against Wichita. Yes, they gave up a lot of shots, but a lot of those shots were easy shots for Trent Miner to save. So I really think that the Grizzlies' defense has done well of late. You mentioned McDonald, you mentioned Tho. I also think that James Shearer has played really well over the last couple of weeks. So this team is really starting to come into their own, and I'm excited to see what they can do down the stretch.
It'll be Zach Sekos' first home game in a month, and it'll be great to see him back on the Maverik Center ice. He'll be paired up with Cameron Wright and Dakota Raby, and that 3-man unit certainly had a lot of potential on Sunday against Wichita. They didn't really show up on the stat sheet necessarily, but they certainly made their impact every shift, and I can see them, especially with the speed of Raby, the playmaking of Sekos, and really the shot making of Cameron Wright. Those three seem to complement each other pretty well. Watch out for that 3-man unit here tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, it seems like the perfect combination. You mentioned each guy has their own specific skill. You add that all together, you got a lethal line for the Grizzlies. I really like the addition of Sekos back in the lineup. I feel like that's another guy that when he was out of the lineup, it was apparent that he was gone and something was missing. So getting him back, and the Grizzlies are just coincidentally back to their winning ways. So good to see him back in the lineup.
Utah last weekend against Wichita, they won a 2-game series, winning 5-4 on overtime last Friday. And this past Sunday, winning 5-2. The Grizzlies had 108 shots on goal in that 2-game series. Now, Wichita is near the bottom of the league in terms of shots allowed per game. Kansas City a little bit more stingy. They allow 30.7 shots per game. So when we look at the shot count here at the end, are we going to see a very high shot count for the Grizzlies, or are we going to see something in the 20s, maybe low 30s for the Grizzlies in terms of shots?
I think we're going to see something around 30 for the Grizzlies. I think that's what they want to try and do. I think the message for the Grizzlies this season has always been not always to get the most amount of shots on goal. It's more about quality over quantity. And I think that's what we're going to see here tonight. I think Wichita just ended up, their defense wasn't able to contain the Grizzlies. And so I think that's why we saw so many shots in that game. But I think it's going to be a little bit more condensed here tonight. I think we're going to see around 30 shots for the Grizzlies.
Who's going to be your pick for the Optum first goal of the game? Optum is putting you at the center of everything we do. Optum is committed to making healthcare work better, leading the way to better experiences, better health, and lower costs for you. I'm not sure I'm going to go with that yet for the Optum first goal of the game. Who are you going with?
Well, Tyson, back when these two teams faced off in December, right here at Maverik Center, Keaton Jamison had 3 goals and 1 assist in 2 games against the Mavericks, including a Gordie Howe hat trick. I think he's going to have some magic in him tonight. I'm going to go with Keaton Jamison to score the Optum first goal of the game. You got Keaton Jamison. I am going to go with Zach Sekos. I think Sekos is going to get Utah's first goal tonight. He's got 10 goals in 21 games this season. And you pair him up with Cameron Wright and Dakota Raby. I think Sekos from the slot is going to get a goal, and that's going to be Utah's first, and it'll be the Optum first goal of the game. And so I think Zach Sekos, watch out for him. I think he's going to be electric. Dakota Raby's been outstanding, but really over the last month, I don't know what got into Dylan Fitz, but he's been unbelievable for the Grizzlies as of late. Yeah, he really has been on a heater, Tyson. He's been playing great. So has Dakota Raby. Really, there's a lot of guys throughout this lineup that are really clicking at the right time for the Grizzlies. And, hey, this is the time where you need your stars to be playing great as you want to make a push for the playoffs. And the Grizzlies are doing just that. It's going to be a fun night of hockey. The Grizzlies taking on the Mavericks. It looks like a good crowd is filed in here on a Friday night. And we come back to the Utah Grizzlies pregame report. We'll give you the starting lineups for both teams. It's the Grizzlies and the Mavericks coming up next on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Krenz. Let's get to the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Kansas City Mavericks, who are led by third-year head coach Tad O'Had. His assistant is the former Rapid City Rush defenseman Riley Wazlowski, who actually has his jersey retired over at the Monument in Rapid City. Starting in net's going to be Shane Sterrett. He's been a workhorse this season. It'll be his 40th appearance of the year. He's got a record of 18, 14, and 4 with 2 shutouts, a 2.85 goals against average, and 907 save percentage. Sterrett, wearing number 40, is 6'5" and 195 pounds. Starting defensive pairing for the Mavericks, Nate Konepke, who's 6'3" and 198 pounds. He has 3 goals and 7 assists in 41 games and an even plus-minus. He'll be paired up with Jordan Sambrook. Sambrook wearing number 6. He's 6'3" and 205 pounds, 3 goals and 19 assists in 53 games. Starting forwards for the Mavericks, the captain, Nick Pastajov, the Michigan man, who is a college teammate with Grizzlies forward Dakota Raby. Those guys both played at Michigan at the same time. Pastajov in 31 games has 15 goals and 14 assists and a +3 rating. He'll be wearing number 9, and he'll be lined up next to Josh Lamon, who's got 23 points in 46 games, 8 goals and 15 assists. And Pascal Laberge. I've been working on that all afternoon. I probably screwed it up. Guy and I will work on that here throughout the weekend. He's Kansas City's best forward right now. He's got 50 points in 51 games, 20 goals and 30 assists. He's 6'1" and 192 pounds. Pascal Laberge will be wearing number 29 for Tad O'Had's crew. Also watch out for Laurent Ouellette. He's got 58 penalty minutes in 47 games, 6 goals and 11 assists. Jake McLaughlin looked like a pretty good defenseman when the Grizzlies played him earlier this year, and Tommy Muck. Watch out for him, particularly on Kansas City's power play. 25 points in 52 games, and it'll be the first time the Grizzlies see John Schiavo, who had some success against the Grizzlies last year. Now for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, led by second-year head coach Ryan Kanaswich. His assistant is Jared Pike. The Grizzlies have a record of 25, 26, and 3. They are 10 and 13 here in the friendly confines at Maverik Center. Starting in net for the Grizzlies is Lucas Preek, who's got 1 shutout this season. That came against Kansas City on December 18th, where he stopped all 32 shots in a Utah 3-0 victory. Preek has a record of 8 and 10 with 1 shutout, a 3.67 goals against average, and 897 save percentage. Preek is 6'4", 195 pounds. Last year, he was Rapid City's starter, former third-round pick of the LA Kings. The starting defensive pairing is Bryson Martin and Kyle Pouncey. Martin, the former third-round pick of the Buffalo Sabres, has 8 points in 41 games, and Kyle Pouncey has 2 goals and 6 assists in 49 games. 6 defensemen for the Grizzlies tonight. We'll also see the captain, Connor McDonald, who leads the Grizzlies with a +5 rating this year. James Shearer has been outstanding. He had 1 goal and 1 assist this past Sunday in a 5-2 victory over Wichita. We'll also see Aaron Tho, who had 2 goals and 2 assists against Wichita last Friday in a 5-4 overtime win. And Victor Bartley is back after missing 2 straight. Bartley has 11 points in 36 games. 2 defensemen who are scratches tonight, Corey Thomas and Joey Kolatarsi. So starting defensive pairing once again is Bryson Martin and Kyle Pouncey. Starting forwards we talked about in the last segment. The forward line of Cameron Wright, Zach Sekos, and Dakota Raby. Wright leads the Grizzlies with 42 points this season, 18 goals and 24 assists. Zach Sekos making his first appearance at home since the month of December. And Sekos has 18 points in 21 games. We'll also see Dakota Raby, who's got a point in 8 of his last 9 games. So starting forwards again are Wright, Sekos, and Raby. You'll see Johnny Walker back in for the first time since February 11th. It'll be good to see Johnny back in a Grizzlies uniform. He's got 10 goals and 4 assists in 27 games. Terran Pfizer is tied with Cameron Wright for the club lead in goals. He'll be wearing number 8 tonight. Keaton Jamison has 10 goals and 13 assists in 53 games. Dylan Fitz has 14 points in his last 9 contests. He's got 15 goals and 14 assists in 54 games. Also see Jared Power making his Grizzlies home debut. It'll be his 3rd pro game. Power played at Mount Royal University in Canada. He's scoreless in 2 games. He's looking for his first pro point. He's 6'2", 188 pounds. He'll be wearing number 20. The Grizzlies Iron Man, Tyler Penner, is in the lineup. This will be his 55th appearance this season. He's got 10 goals and 9 assists, and he'll be wearing number 21. Christian Simeone, the second-year pro out of Merrimack. has 2 goals and 3 assists in 36 games. Cam Strong has been outstanding for the Grizzlies. He has 9 points in his last 9 games. So starting forwards again are Wright, Sekos, and Raby. We also see Walker, Pfizer, Jamison, Fitz, along with Power, Penner, Simeone, and Strong. Scratches among the forwards. The Rooster Jordan Martell is out, and so is Vladislav Mikalchuk. And guy, the Grizzlies' offense has been outstanding as of late. They've got 45 goals in their last 10 games. They're going to need a good offensive performance here tonight and this weekend if they want to have success against Kansas City.
Yeah, Tyson, they are. And the good thing is recently they've been able to score 5-on-5, and I really like that the Grizzlies are getting production from all 3 lines. I think for Coach Ryan Kanasowicz, you got to have a smile on your face because you can roll out any line and you can expect them to score. So you mentioned that scoring down the stretch. The Grizzlies are getting it.
The Grizzlies tonight are wearing the black jerseys with white numbers and professional green trim. Kansas City is wearing a white jersey with white numbers and orange in the middle of the jersey, but the numbers are pretty easy to spot as Kansas City's got a lot of orange in their color scheme and a little bit of navy blue as well. It's the Grizzlies and the Kansas City Mavericks. Looks like we got a good Friday night crowd filed in here. It's a big homestand for the Grizzlies as Kansas City in second place with 59 points. Grizzlies right now in 5th place with 53 points. And obviously we'll keep an eye on some of the other games in the Mountain Division as well. When we come back, we'll have face-off here at Maverik Center. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
It's a great night for hockey. It's 2 big standings points are on the line tonight as Grizzlies take on the Kansas City Mavericks in the first of a 3-game series. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Krenza. The Grizzlies are wearing the black jerseys with white numbers and professional green trim. In net is Lucas Preek. Last time he played against Kansas City, he had a 32-save shutout. He's got a record of 8-10 this season. He's 6'4" and 195 pounds. In net for Kansas City is Shane Sterrett, who's been the Kansas City workhorse this year. This will be his 40th appearance. He's got a record of 18, 14, and 4 with 2 shutouts, a 2.85 goals against average, and 907 save percentage. Guy, the Grizzlies been outstanding offensively as of late. They had 5 goals in each of the 2 games against Wichita, a 2-game sweep. For the Grizzlies, that's going to have to be important here against Kansas City.
Yeah, Tyson, and I think the important thing is for the Grizzlies to get that first goal. They were able to do that in one of the 2 games against Wichita, but in that last game, they were dominant. And so they won that 5-2. I think for the Grizzlies, you need to come out and set the tone here. Just take shots on Starrett, see what you can do, but you got to try and get that first goal because you want to play with the lead.
Grizzlies in 9 of their last 11 games has either been tied or leading after 1 period. So it's certainly big to get off to a fast start. Referee tonight is Alex Norman, and the linesmen are Tyler Keston and Andrew Collins. Got a pretty loud speaker here at Maverik Center. Hopefully you can hear us through that, both on Flow Sports and YouTube. Our homes for Grizzlies hockey all season long. Secos take the draw against number 13, Josh Lamon. Lamon wins the draw, and we're underway as Kansas City skates from left to right as we see it from high top section 114. Pascal LeBerge will dump it in. Kyle Pouncey chases after it. Pouncey wearing number 23 skates towards the near corner as he battles. Taken away by LeBerge. He'll throw it towards Passage off. Shot saved by Preek. That was the first one taken in the game. Lucas makes the stop as Cameron Wright will carry it out to center ice. Look for Dakota Raby. He couldn't reach it as the puck goes deep in the Kansas City zone. Raby nudges across to Cameron Wright, who gets blasted in the corner as Kansas City. LeBerge tries to carry it out of the zone. Instead, he flips it out to center ice. Taken by Pouncey, will glide it over to Bryson Martin, who's in the Grizzlies zone. Kansas City makes their first line change of the game, so too the Grizzlies. Cameron Wright from center ice dumps it in. Starrett from the side of his net will give way. So it goes to the far side. Steele Calvis will push it ahead. Calvis out to center ice, and he was looking for number 21, Luke Stevens. He wasn't looking for the pass, and icing is on Kansas City as we get our first whistle. 53 seconds into the game. Kansas City didn't officially get a shot there on Preek, probably should have. And the Grizzlies yet to take one on Shane Starrett.
Well, Tyson, draw coming down into the Mavericks zone. I really think that this game is going to come down to whoever wins the most amount of faceoffs and dominates possession. For the Grizzlies, they're at their best when they have the puck on their own sticks.
Tyler Penner will take the draw, and he wins it. Connor McDonald in the right point takes a righty shot. Stick saved by Starrett. Rebound goes towards the near side. It's taken by Kansas City, who moves it ahead. Luke Stevens skates towards the right circle, taking a backhand shot. Saved by Preek in the butterfly position. Tommy Mutt throws it back to Stevens, who gets it poked away by McDonald. On to Pfizer. It's time for the club lead with 18 goals. Penner at center ice. The Iron Man dumps it in. Penner sporting a beard. Throws it towards Dylan Fitz in the near side. The former Orlando Solar Bear throws to Shear on the left side. He had 1 goal and 1 assist on Sunday. Tyler Penner on the left side. Over to Pfizer, who's wearing number 8. He'll fire a righty shot. And it's blocked by number 22, Ryan Harris. Now Penner fires towards the net, and it's blocked away by Theo Calvis. Now goes back to Kansas City. And lifting it high into the air is Jordan Timmons, number 20. So Mavericks make a line change, so too the Grizzlies. As Taryn Pfizer behind Utah's net. Grizzlies going with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen tonight. Victor Bartley slides it towards center ice on the far side. He goes past Jared Power in his first home shift of the Grizzlies. He played in the first 2 games of his pro career last weekend against Wichita. He's wearing number 26, 185 pounds. Out at Kansas City's blue line, the Mavericks will lift it over the head of Power, and it goes out of play. I think it's going to be delay of game. Yeah, the Grizzlies are going to get an early power play. As the scores table got a puck, they don't need one. And since Kansas City dished it from their own zone, that's illegal. And John Schiavo was skating towards the penalty box. Doesn't look like it's Schiavo that's going to get the penalty. It's somebody else for Kansas City. And so the Grizzlies look like they're going to be on the power play for the first time tonight. Oh, they say it bounced off the glass, though. No, they're not going to call a penalty. It looked like they were signaling delay of game, wasn't it?
It did, and I'm not sure that puck did hit the glass, but
I think Ryan Kanasowicz is confused. Let's see. They're showing a replay. Oh, the puck never bounced off the glass. Boy, the Mavericks catch a break there. Going to the box is John Schiavo after all. And the fans applaud because it took them quite some time. 2 minutes for delay of game. Time of penalty, 1:58. Utah's first power play. They are 19.7% this season. Kansas City's penalty kill is 82.2%. Draw one by the Grizzlies. 5 forwards on the ice. Pfizer throws to Jamison. Now to right in the near side over to Sekos. One-timer, and it's blocked by Josh Lamon. Puck goes back over up top for Pfizer, but Kansas City picks it off. Luke Stevens at neutral ice stumps it in. Sekos chases after it. Sekos over toward the corner. Avoids a check from Stevens. As he'll throw it back to Taryn Pfizer behind the Grizzlies net. Utah skating from right to left. Pfizer gets tripped up, no call. Fans wanted a penalty. Pfizer gets back to his feet. He's at neutral ice, so move it ahead to Cameron Wright's picked off by Harrison, who dumps it in. Oh, one hop. It took a strange hop over Preek and off the end boards. as the Grizzlies. Pfizer gets it. 40 seconds into the power play. Jamison over to right. They'll feed it to the near boards for Raby at neutralized. Back to Sekos. Will kick it off the skate and Nick pass job, and the puck glides deep in the Grizzly zone once again. Utah will start to make a line change. Kansas City gets a new fresh set of skaters here early on, about 3 minutes in. Grizzlies in the first power play halfway through the man advantage. Sekos will ricochet off the far boards, taken by number 4, Josh Helms. He couldn't clear it out. Right skate towards the right circle, takes a righty shot. Saved by Sterrett. Now to Raby in the near side, but gets it taken away. Theo Calvis will carry it out of the zone. 3-on-2 potentially. As goes over to Hugo Waugh, number 19. Gets over to Calvis. He swings and misses from the right circle. Raby gets it back to Bryson Martin. 35 seconds left in Utah's first power play of the game. Grizzlies make a line change as Bryson Martin will move it ahead to Cam Strong. Strong with great speed, crosses center. He'll throw it to his right for Fitz. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Sterrett. And he holds on. 24 seconds left in the power play. And that was a good look by the Grizzlies. Strong over to Fitz, and Fitz had a pretty good look.
Yeah, that was a good look by Dylan Fitz. This guy's got a rocket of a shot. It seems like he's always a good pick for Optum first goal of the game. I like that Dylan Fitz just shoots the puck.
Nothing fancy. He just gets over to his favorite spot in either circle, either the left or right, particularly the right. Grizzlies win the draw. Johnny Walker with a shot that gets blocked. That's right, Johnny Walker back in the Grizzlies lineup for the first time since February 11th. He's got the puck in the left circle. Take a righty shot. And is blocked. This puck goes back over to the right side of his Jordan Sambrook that blocked it. Easy for me to say. Sure over to Walker, who feeds it towards the near goal line. Fitz trying to get it across to Cam Strong, and Kansas City picks it off and clears it out. And that'll do it as John Schiavo is out of the penalty box, and he'll join the play. It's a successful penalty kill by Kansas City. As the Grizzlies move it to Victor Bartley on the near side. He'll throw it to center ice for Walker. Walker to the right, glides across to Simeone. He glides off his stick and rolls towards the far corner. Kansas City gets there first as number 10, John Stampohar, will battle. And Bartley delivers a hit on pass job that rolls towards the Utah blue line. Aaron Tho moves the head back to the Kansas City blue line. But some Mavericks to get it to Schiavo. First time against the Grizzlies this season he's played. Still throw it to the left corner from center ice. Grizzlies gather it. Aaron Tho along the near boards moves it to Simeone, the second-year pro out of Merrimack. He couldn't handle it. Theo Calvis throws it back in across. He deep in the Grizzlies zone. Bartley across to Tho. Tho moves ahead to Tyler Penner. Left wing pass towards Simeone. He got a piece of it. No icing. Puck rolls deep in the Kansas City zone. Jared Power in the right corner trying to get it to Simeone. Kansas City picks it off. Mavericks throw it to Calvis, who throws a pass behind Hugo Waugh. Rolls towards Power. Drops it off for Simeone. Simeone tries to dump it in. Didn't get very far. Kansas City back in their own end. They have the puck skating from left to right. Tommy Muck, number 3, sporting a beard. Fakes to his right. Now he crosses center ice left wing. Fires a shot that goes wide from center ice. Luke Stevens in the right corner. It gets hit by James Shearer. Shearer loses his stick and gets it back. Sekos at neutralized, so ricocheting off the boards looking for Cameron Wright. Calvis picks it off. He'll move it ahead. Luke Stevens. Stevens skates down the right side, drifts it across, looking for Jordan Timmons, who wasn't there. As McDonald over in the far corner gets to Raby, who skates along the far side. He gets poked away by Timmons. Puck rolls to the center ice red line, and Kansas City has it. Jordan Sambrook. The right side feeds it across as Kansas City re-enters the zone. Back to Sambrook on the right side. Looks to center it out in front to Passage-Job, and it didn't get a piece of it. The Passage-Job. Now Sambrook, right point shot, blocked by Wright. Wright gets out to center ice. Sambrook trailing him. Wright gets cut off by Nate Konepke. Wright gets it back. He's on the left side. He waits for everybody else to enter the zone. Throws it towards the middle. He gets poked away by a Kansas City stick. Puck lines towards the near boards. Raby gathers it along the left wing. Raby near the boards, gets around Pouncey. He's now in the corner. Timmons in the area as well. Raby throws it back to Pouncey. He'll feed it to the left side for Pfizer, who fires a righty shot. And it bounces off the stair. It stays in play in the far corner. As Passage-Job will ricochet off the glass. Goes to Bryson Martin, right point. They'll throw it to Pfizer around the net. He's now on the left side. Pfizer trying to feed it out in front to Penner and goes wide. As Martin over to Penner behind Kansas City's net. He couldn't handle it. Pfizer along the left point gathers it. They'll fire towards the net, and it's blocked. Kansas City blocked a lot of shots here so far in the first segment of play. As Pfizer and neutralized gets around a skater, he crosses center. Pfizer skates towards the left point, gains a line, and dumps into the corner. It's at the end of Pfizer's shift, but he stays on the ice. Now to the right side. Aaron Tho gets up top for Bartley. Left side. Bartley rolls it around the boards. Tho skates towards the right corner. He gets it. Lost handle of the puck, and it goes to Nate Konepke, who may be Kansas City's biggest defenseman. He'll throw it ahead looking for number 13, Josh Lamon. Pass is incomplete and it goes deep into the Grizzlies zone. And the Mavericks are called for icing. 12:54 left in the first.
Tyson, this is great for the Grizzlies. They are dominating possession right now. For Kansas City, they just iced the puck. So all those skaters, they just had to endure all that offensive possession for the Grizzlies. They have to stay on the ice. So for the Grizzlies, you get a change, you just go right back at it here.
Keaton Jamison will take the draw. As Guy mentioned earlier, we had a Gordie Howe hat trick on December 17th against Kansas City. Utah won that game. They've won 4 in a row against the Mavericks. Kansas City wins the faceoff. Fans still filing in there as Pascal Laberge throws it towards Josh Lamon. He tried to get it back to Laberge, who was cutting towards the net. Jamison crosses center ice. Jamison to the right side, gains the line. He'll fire it around the boards. But the whistle blows as the Grizzlies are called for offside. 12:40 is left in the first period. No score. The Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 4-1. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
12 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first period. Still no score. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 4-1. Guy, what have you seen here early?
Well, Tyson, I've seen a lot of possession for the Grizzlies in the Maverick zone. Kansas City's blocking a lot of shots, but the Grizzlies are really dominating possession right now. I like the way they've come out to start this game.
Neutral ice is won by the Mavericks, who have blocked a lot of shots here early. As they'll throw it out to the left side now in Grizzlies territory. One-time tap it in. Luke Stevens has been active for Kansas City so far. He wears number 21. Behind the net, Stevens battles with James Shearer. Jamison skates over there, taken back by Kansas City. They throw it to the left point. Lefty shot is blocked by Strong and rolls towards Jordan Timmons on the right side. He gets it to Stevens, who gets pushed in the back. McDonald takes the puck away from him and moves ahead to Jared Power. He'll tap it off the glass, goes back over towards John Stampahar. As Kansas City dumps in from neutral ice. Stamppohar. Stampahar as McDonald throws to the far side. Cameron Wright will feed it across, picked off by Kansas City. Stampahar moves ahead to Calvis and goes back over towards Laberge. He'll take a shot and it's blocked out in front of Parikh. Goes back over to Calvis. Up top for Tommy Muck. He'll take a lefty shot and goes wide. I think Shearer got a piece of it. Puck goes back to Utah. Raby gets blasted along the near boards. Lamon gets it poked out to center ice. Tommy Muck moves ahead. Calvis has to wait for Passagov to tag back up and neutral ice. And Calvis was a little bit too impatient. He got into the zone with the puck, and offside is on Kansas City. 11:33 left in the first.
Well, Kansas City, unlike the Grizzlies, has not had a lot of sustained offensive pressure, and that really shot themselves in the foot there. As now that stops the play, and you have to go for offsides here. But I really like what the Grizzlies have done in this game. Not only are they dominating offensively, but they really played tight defensively as well.
Loren Ouellette takes the draw for Kansas City against Zach Sekos. Ouellette, the longest tenured Kansas City Maverick player on the current roster. And the draw won by Sekos and the Grizzlies. Bryson Martin back in his own zone, skates down the middle. He'll feed it to the near side for Raby. Raby gains the line, so dump it in. Grizzlies skating from our left to our right as we see it from high top section 114. Hugo Wong gets the puck, he'll throw it across. As Ouellette will bounce it off of Cameron Wright. Wright will literally kick it towards Shane Starrett. Puck is on its side. Kansas City will ice the puck. Martin skates over there. The arm is raised by linesman Tyler Keston. 11:09 left in the first, and the Grizzlies kind of maintaining that pressure on Kansas City. We'll have another offensive zone draw.
Hey, Tyson, I really think the key for the Grizzlies is just keep putting pressure on Starrett. This is a guy that's played a lot of games for the Mavericks. He's played a lot of minutes. He's second in minutes amongst goalies in the league. You got to think he's tired at this point in the season. Just throw something on him, and maybe something will squeak through.
Draw taken and won by Tyler Penner as Taryn Pfizer is tied with Cameron Wright for the club lead in goals. Rolls it around to Dylan Fitz, who's third on the team with 15 goals. Fitz fires towards the net and it goes wide. He was looking for a pass. Nobody was home. Pfizer, sharp angled shot, stick save by Starrett. Bryson Martin gets poked away by Hugo Waugh. 2-on-1. Waugh skates towards the right circle, makes a nice move towards the middle, and Kyle Pouncey pokes it away. Great play by Pouncey. Grizzlies move it ahead. Taryn Pfizer gains the line right side. Pfizer kicks it across to Penner. Penner's on the right side, drifts towards the corner, back to Pfizer. Pfizer gets it poked away. Aaron Tho gets it on the right side. Back over to Johnny Walker. Gonna make that Tyler Penner. Rolls back to Dylan Fitz. Walker is on the bench right now. Over to Pfizer. One-timer. Saved by Starrett. As Pfizer was in the right circle with that blast. Bartley goes to Penner. Now to Fitz behind the near goal line. Fitz looks to center to Bartley. Pass doesn't connect, and the puck glides all the way deep towards Lucas Parikh. Kansas City makes a line change, so too the Grizzlies. Parikh moves it ahead to Aaron Tho. Over to Bartley, a one-time taps it deep in the Kansas City zone. Starrett throws it to Tommy Muck, who will feed it to the near side. Kansas City will lift it in the air. Puck bounces at the feet of Josh Lamon, who gets it. 3-on-3 across the center ice. Over to LeBerge. And so skate towards the left corner. Now feed it up top for Tommy Muck, wearing number 3. Back to LeBerge. Back over to Muck, who couldn't handle it as Johnny Walker was in the area. Cam Strong skates around Parikh's net. As Walker lost the stick, he gets it back. Strong ricochets it off the neutral zone boards near the Grizzlies bench. Kansas City gets it, skates towards their left circle, takes a lefty shot. Saved by Parikh. That was Nick Passajob who took the puck as it was just kind of laying at the Utah blue line. Skated towards the left circle, but Parikh made a nice glove save. 9:37 left in the first, still no score.
Yeah, Tyson, that was a nice save by Parikh. He really hasn't been all that busy in this game so far. We've just a little over 10 minutes gone in the first period. He's only seen 2 shots.
Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 5-2. It's the first of a 3-game series. Tomorrow, the Stanley Cup will be in the building. It's affiliate night. And the Grizzlies NHL affiliate won the Stanley Cup last season, the Colorado Avalanche. So Stanley Cup will be here, and it'll be at center ice before the game. It'll also be on display in the building throughout the hockey game. That's going to be tomorrow. Game 2 of the 3-game set. Grizzlies win the faceoff. Shearer throws to McDonald, who skates along the near side. McDonald gains center ice and backhands it deep in the Kansas City zone. Starrett plays it behind his net. He'll glide it towards the far wing boards. Simeone pokes it ahead to Cameron Wright. Now Shearer feeds out in front of the net. Grizzlies skate in. Jamison couldn't get a shot off as he was kind of messing around with it in the crease. Now Wright left side shot, and it's blocked by Pastajov. Jamison throws up top for Wright. Can he keep the line? Yes, he can. Wright has it bounced off the Maverik. Now it goes over to Shearer. He'll take a shot, and it flies off a stick and flies out of play. 9:01 left in the first. Bit of a scramble play there, but Grizzlies couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, Tyson, that was a really great chance there for Keaton Jamison. He just kind of stick-handled himself out of the angle. Just couldn't get a good shot on it, and next thing he knew, the puck was out of the crease and he fumbled a chance away. But I like Keaton Jamison, right place at the right time. He's my pick for Optum first goal of the game. I think he's having himself a good night so far.
Still waiting for the Optum first goal of the game. As a draw won by the Grizzlies. They're in the offensive zone. Kyle Pouncey throws to right, back to the slot for Sekos. He gets it poked away. Kansas City moves ahead. Hugo Waugh, the former Florida Everblade, gets around Pouncey. Gets it poked away by Martin. Martin and Pouncey looking for the puck. Hugo Waugh pokes it away from him. He tries to find Lee Gillette in front of the net and taken away by Martin. Raby listen out to center ice. Puck rolls into the Maverik zone. Kansas City gets it. They skate from left to right. Number 10, John Stompelhar. Throws ahead to center ice, picked off by Cameron Wright, who will backhand it. Stompelhar gloves it, drops it. He'll feed it out to center ice for Hugo Waugh near side. He'll dump it in as Waugh collided with Bryson Martin. Both teams make a line change. 8:20 and counting left in the first. Still no score. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 5-2. Bartley behind his net throws to the far side. And now Aaron Tho to the left gets it from Penner. Tho gains the line, skates towards the left circle. Still has the puck. He feeds it towards the circle. Picked off by Kansas City, who clears it out to center. Fitz chasing it back deep in the Grizzlies zone. No icing as Fitz gets the puck. He'll throw it to Victor Bartley, and Aaron Tho skates towards the near corner. Now up top, Theo Calvis looks to center. It bounced off a stick. Rolls off of Luke Stevens. Bartley gets it ahead to Fitz. Fitz over to Penner. He crosses center ice, skates into the zone. Penner on the left side, drifts over to the corner. Looked to center it, and kicked off the skate of Theo Calvis. As Penner throws it back to the corner. Taken by Tommy Muck. Muck around Kansas City's net. Battles with Pfizer. Shearer delivers a hit on number 20, Jordan Timmons. As Kansas City throws it back to Timmons in the near side. They'll feed it across to Muck. Muck bouncing out to center ice for Jared Powers, wearing number 20. Across to Shearer. James has an A on his sweater. Crosses center ice and dumps it in. Strong to the right side. Look to center it out in front to Jamison. Pass was just wide. Power over to Shearer. Left point. He'll fire it towards the end boards. It bounces off the wall. Jamison throws to the right side for McDonald. Take a shot. He scores! The Captains made it 1-0. 7:03 left in the first. That was a blast by Connor McDonald from the right circle. What a shot by Connor McDonald, living his best life there. The Bowling Green product is the Optum first goal of the game score.
Well, Connor McDonald, that was quite a blast. I mean, you said that before, but wow, what a shot there by the captain. And it just seemed like it was only a matter of time before the Grizzlies were going to get a goal. They were dominating the time of possession. It seemed the puck has always been in the Kansas City zone since the puck dropped to start the game.
McDonald with the goal.
Of the game.
McDonald gets the goal. Shearer and Jamison with the assist. Time to goal 12:57 into the contest. So Utah scored first here tonight. The Grizzlies are 16-5 on scoring first. Shearer over to Jared Power at center ice. He'll dump it in. Grizzlies in the offensive zone once again. Puck taken by Josh Helms. Helms gets blasted on the right side. Power feeds to the far circle. Kansas City intercepts it. Jay Powell, number 28. No, not the former right-handed baseball pitcher. Jay Powell dumps it in from center ice. Break behind his net, throws to McDonald. He'll get it to Jamison, the far side. Jamison trying to clear it out to center. Puck rolls towards neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. Kansas City gets it back. As the Mavericks. Stumpelhar. It's blasted by James Shearer. Action in the Grizzlies zone. Sekos rolls it around. McDonald, the Grizzlies goal scorer. Throws to the far side for Raby. He'll move it ahead to Sekos, and it's picked off by Stumpelhar. He's wearing number 10. He'll throw it to the right point for Stevens, who dumps it around the wall. Pass job behind the net. As he looked to feed it out in front, Sekos has a glance off his stick, and Cameron Wright gathers it. Wright carries it out to neutral ice. Back to Sekos, who gains the line. He'll stop on the right point, waits for everybody else to enter the zone, and get to Bryson Martin. Back to Cameron Wright in the near corner. Wright gets around Stumpelhar, skates along the near goal line. He gets it poked away. Now Martin has it. He's along the near boards. Over to Power. Now to the slot. Wide open. Pouncey will take a shot. Saved by Starrett. Might have been blocked out in front by number 27, Jake McLaughlin. As Pascal LeBerge moves it ahead. As crossing center ice is Jake McLaughlin, and he'll dump it in. It's now to the right side. Kansas City gets it. LeBerge with a backhand shot. Saved by Preet. And the puck ends up clearing out to center as the puck is outside, and it rolls into the Kansas City zone. Grizzlies make a line change. 5:12 and counting left in the first. Utah leads 1-0 on Connor McDonald's third of the year. It's Kansas City back in their own zone. Tommy Muck gets it across to Calvis. Calvis drops it off. As the Mavericks, Ryan Harrison out to neutral ice, gets around Pfizer, crosses center. Now Harrison skates towards the left circle. Now around Utah's net. Harrison throws up top for Calvis. Across to Muck. He surveys in the left point. Now he fires a shot and hits the side of the net. Kansas City throws it back to Harrison, the former Colorado Eagle. Drops it off in the right point for Calvis, who will bounce it off the end wall. As Jordan Timmons battles in the corner with Bartley. Bartley blasts Timmons in the corner. Timmons slow to get back to his feet, but he gets back. Then he gets pushed by Bartley again. Pfizer takes the puck off the scrum. Now Dylan Fitz crosses center ice to throw it over to Bartley. Bartley drops it off for Pfizer. Across off the wall for Fitz. Right side shot. Saved by Starrett. And he holds on. 4:22 left in the first. Utah leads 1-0 as the captain, Connor McDonald, got his third of the year. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Utah leads 1-0, 4:22 left in the first period. Connor McDonald got his third of the year, 12:57 in. Keaton Jamison and James Shearer with the assists. McDonald and Pfizer each have 2 shots for the Grizzlies. Utah's outshot Kansas City 8-3. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza during the first intermission. Guy will recap the first 20 minutes of play. We'll also go over the Mountain Division standings. Certainly a big weekend. Allen is at Idaho this weekend. Wichita is at Rapid City. And the Tulsa Oilers host the Cincinnati Cyclones. Simeone will take the draw as it's in the far circle of the Kansas City zone. Draw won by the Grizzlies. McDonald glides it across to Shearer. Shearer fires towards the net. Glanced off the stick, stays in play. It's behind the net as Jamison gets hit along the boards. And now Jamison left side tries to feed it across to Walker. It goes over his stick. Good to see Johnny Walker back, the Arizona State product, all-time leading scorer in ASU history. Kansas City throws it all the way into the Grizzly zone. McDonald will throw it over to Keaton Jamison on the far side. He's now in the corner. He skates around Utah's net. As Jamison fakes towards the far side, keeps the puck. He gets around to Maverik. Now Jamison throws to the left side for Walker. Feeds over to Simeone. One-timer, saved by Sterrett. Rebound, Jamison has it fly off his stick into the right side. Jamison tries to throw it to Simeone. Kansas City picks it off. Mavericks cross center. Utah leads 1-0. Jake McLaughlin dumps it in. He played well against the Grizzlies in December. In fact, McLaughlin also played well against the Grizzlies in early November, where the Grizzlies won 2 out of 3 games. Bryson Martin in the near side. Lift it high into the air. Bounces in Kansas City territory. Mavericks get it. Simeone races off the ice. So does Keaton Jamison. As the Mavericks back in their own end, they've only taken 3 shots so far. They'll throw it out to Josh Lamon, who gets around Raby. Lamon gains the line, drops off for passage off. The Michigan man takes a lefty shot that goes wide. And Raby, his college teammate, was in the area. Zach Sekos from Clarkson University. Button hooks over in the near corner. He's still in his own zone. He gets around LeBerge. As now Sekos skates down the middle. He gains the blue line. As now he's over to the right side. Sekos surveys a fire lefty shot. Saved by Sterrett. Rebound goes to Bryson Martin. He skates towards the corner. Gets hit by LeBerge. The Kansas City leading scorer. Pass job in the area. Delivers a hit on Martin. Utah throws it up top for Raby. He couldn't gain the lines. The puck bounced over his stick. Kyle Pouncey back in the Grizzlies zone. Throws it to Raby. As Raby over to the near side. Gets to Pouncey in the slot. He'll throw it to the right side at neutralized for Penner. Penner gets tripped up by the blue line, no call. Bryson Martin crosses the center ice, skates down the middle, gets around Harrison. Martin gains the line, stops on the right side, bounces off the Kansas City stick, goes back to neutral ice. Pfizer back in the Grizzlies zone. He'll throw it across to Bartley. Fans making some noise here at Maverik Center. Bartley over to Pfizer. Good atmosphere here tonight. Pfizer at neutral ice. He'll cross center. He glides over to the left. He gets tripped up, no calls. He was near the area of Luke Stevens. Kansas City skates back to their goal line. Now they feed it across. Mavericks now hustle out to center. Mavericks gain center ice and just dump it in onto Parikh, who has it bounce off his pads and rolls towards there and throw in front of the crease. Though now skates behind the net over to Bartley. Back to Pfizer, who will glance off a Maverick, and I think that was John Schiavo. As it goes back to the Kansas City blue line, Mavericks have it. As Nate Konepke will feed it out to center ice, Loren Ouellette. Neutral ice, now he gains the blue line. It's poked away by his own teammate Schiavo, and it goes back to neutral ice. Sandbrook on the near side moves ahead to Ouellette. It glanced off his stick. Shearer moves ahead to Strong. Strong will backhand it, looking for power, and it glances off the stick of John Schiavo and flies out of play into section 112 as a fan near row 10 gets a souvenir, and hopefully everybody's okay over there.
Boy, Tyson, the Grizzlies are really playing fantastic to start this game. They've absolutely dominated in terms of possession, and it's great to see a guy like Connor McDonald, who's been playing great over the last couple of weeks, get rewarded with a goal here.
Yeah, Connor McDonald, who came into play tonight, a +10 in his last 9 games. Now he's a +11. He's been amazing. The Bowling Green product. Grizzlies win the draw. Walker with a shot on a glance off a stick and trickles wide. Power in the right corner over with Cam Strong. As Power throws it up top for McDonald. They'll fire a righty shot that goes wide. Puck lines towards the near side. LeBerge shows it out. Kansas City's Nick Passage chases after it. He's the Kansas City captain. He gets hit by Utah's captain, McDonald. Pass job in the corner has it stuck stick there. Jake McLaughlin over in the right corner. Unusual for a defenseman to be playing that deep. Passage job gets it. He skates towards the near wing boards. They'll throw it up top to LeBerge. He'll take a righty shot that goes wide. Now Kansas City, McLaughlin skates towards the left side. He's maybe a best offensive player for Kansas City on terms of defenseman. Now to the left point. Kansas City drops off Theo Calvis. Will feed it across to McLaughlin. McLaughlin gets it. Shot blocked by McDonald. McLaughlin didn't get all of it. It's Cam Strong across the center ice. They'll throw it across to Power. Power to the right side. Gets over to Strong on the right. Trying to get it back to Power. Puck flips high into the air. Sturt will bat it. Power was in the area. Fans want a call of some kind. Goes back to Power at neutral ice. So throw it back to Bartley, who crosses the center red line. Left wing pass to Cameron Wright. He couldn't handle it. The Bears moves it ahead. Ryan Harrison feeds it down the middle. Kansas City gets it. Shot saved by Preek. Rebound goes out to Raby and throws it to Victor Bartley. 7 seconds left in the period. Bartley moves out to neutralize for Raby. Raby gets around Luke Stevens, gets stripped up, no call. Looks like the official is going to let him play today, as that will do it for 20 minutes here at Maverik Center. We only had one power play, and it was for a delay of game penalty. So it looks like the referee is going to let him play this evening. The only goal was scored by Connor McDonald, 12:57 in. It's the captain's third of the year. James Shearer, who had 1 goal and 1 assist in Utah's 5-2 victory against Wichita on Sunday. As Grizzlies have won 2 in a row, and they look to make it 3 in a row. Shearer gets his 13th assist of the year, and Keaton Jamison gets his 14th helper. Grizzlies outshot the Mavericks 10-5 in this first period. And when we come back, Guy Krenz will recap the first 20 minutes of play. Should be pretty easy. Not a whole lot happened. And we'll also go over some scores from the league, in particular in the Mountain Division. This is certainly an interesting week in terms of standings watching and whether the Grizzlies going to find a way to make the playoffs. There's 18 games left in the regular season starting tonight. Grizzlies off to a good start. They are 10-1 when leading after one period this year. They lead 1-0 after 20 minutes. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Guy Krenz's recap of the first period when we come back on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Krenza. Utah leads 1-0. Guy, how'd it happen?
Well, Tyson, from the moment the puck dropped, the Grizzlies have really dominated puck position, and I really wish that was a stat that this league tracked, because it would be all in favor of the Grizzlies. And for the most part of the entire first period, the Grizzlies had puck possession, and then 12 minutes and 57 seconds into the first, Connor McDonald with a blast from the point got his third of the year, assisted by Keaton Jamison and James Shearer. And that's the only goal of the first period, and it's kind of a shame considering the Grizzlies really dominated the possession. It seemed like the whole entire play of the first period was to our left in the Kansas City zone. Only one penalty in the first period, and that came to Chavo of Kansas City. 2 minutes for delay of game. So, Tyson, you mentioned before, the refs are just letting them play. Utah 0 for 1 on the power play. Kansas City has not had a power play chance in this game. Utah leads the shot department 10-5, and Dylan Fitz and Connor McDonald each have 2 shots for the Grizzlies, as does Taryn Pfizer. Lucas Perique stopped all 5 shots that he saw. But Tyson, I mentioned earlier in the game when the puck first dropped to this game that the Grizzlies really needed to dominate in the face-off category, really dominate possession. They've done just that. They're leading the face-off category 9-4. They've got scoring chances up 7-3 against Kansas City's. 2 power play shots for Utah, and they're also leading the hit department 9-4. So the Grizzlies really came out and executed well in the first period.
just want to establish yourself in the first 20 minutes, and the Grizzlies seem to do that. And the Grizzlies have been a club, I think, over the last 11 games. They've either been tied or leading after one in 9 of their last 11 games. Well, now make it 10 out of 12. And the Grizzlies, when leading after one period this year, are 10-1. So the Grizzlies done a great job protecting leads. They've got the 1-goal lead after. It's just one, though. But, you think about the Grizzlies, what can they do on the power play? They only had one power play chance after John Schiavo flipped the puck out of play from his own zone. But as I mentioned before, the officials are letting him play, so we might not see too many power plays tonight. And really for the Grizzlies, the way their power play has been working, you'd like to see them get on the man advantage a couple times here in the second period. I thought it was interesting, though, to see the shot count. I mean, the Grizzlies had 108 shots in 2 games against Wichita. They had 58 shots in the 5-4 overtime game last Friday. And then last Sunday, the Grizzlies had another 50 shots. The Grizzlies did allow a decent amount of shots against Wichita, but obviously the Grizzlies had a big edge in each of the 2 games. And the Grizzlies looking to make it 3 wins in a row here. And so I'm interested all game and really all weekend to see who kind of dominates the shot count, but it's really not the shots as much as it's puck possession and scoring chances. Who's able to get a good quality as opposed to necessarily a big quantity. And for the Grizzlies, they had big quantity last weekend against Wichita. I think we have to like, though, this, here in the first period tonight, 10 shots, 7 of them were considered scoring chances. So that's certainly a good sign for the Grizzlies here in the first period.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree. And I really think in Wichita, we saw an anomaly, an outlier, if you will, in those 2 games where the Grizzlies took over 100 shots combined in both of those games. We usually don't see that with the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies usually average around about 30 shots per game, and they're on track to do just that in this one. But I think all season long, the Grizzlies have been of the offensive mind of quality over quantity.
Yeah.
A lot of teams like to go and they like to take a lot of shots, just put pucks on net, and that works for some teams. But for the Grizzlies, their bread and butter is just getting good quality shots on net. They've done that in this game. You mentioned 7 out of the 10 have been scoring chances for the Grizzlies. They could have taken a whole ton of shots in the first period if they really wanted to, but the Grizzlies were real methodical about their attack. They really wanted to prioritize puck possession over just hurling shots at the net, and they did that. They were moving the puck around. They were circling the Kansas City zone like vultures, just waiting for the perfect chance to strike. And so they were getting good scoring looks, and Connor McDonald with a bomb from the point, that's the one that ends up going through. But I really think that the Grizzlies had so many great looks in the front of the net. Keaton Jamison could have had 2 goals of his own. This game really could be 3-0, 4-0. Unfortunately, only one found its way through.
I think you have to give credit to the Kansas City defensive unit. They blocked a lot of shots in that first period. 10 shots. Well, it wasn't really just 10 that ended up firing towards the net. I mean, Kansas City blocked quite a few of those shots that were taken up top. So got to give their defensive unit credit. They've got a lot of defensemen who came back from last year. They got a lot of guys who are used to Tato Had's defensive system, and really for Kansas City, it's really a big weekend for them because you think about being in second place with 59 standings points. That's where Kansas City is right now. Idaho can clinch a playoff spot with a victory tonight. They have 89 standings points. They've been in first place all season long. But it's really a close battle, 2 through 6 in the Mountain Division. Kansas City right now is in second place. They're 4-4-1-1 in their last 10 games. Wichita is tied for second place as Wichita won last night against Rapid City 6-4. Wichita will take on Rapid City. In fact, that game's going on right now in the Monument. We'll give you a score update here shortly. If you think about being big for Kansas City, obviously they're tied with Wichita for second place in the division. In fourth place is Allen with 57 standings points. They are in Idaho Central Arena taking on the Steelheads as we speak. We'll give you a score update a little bit later on. For the Grizzlies are in fifth place and 53 standings points. So obviously you're talking about wanting to protect home ice, and the Grizzlies really had a little bit of struggle here on home ice in the month of February, and so the Grizzlies want to protect home ice this weekend and get back into the playoff race, because after all, if the playoffs start today, the Grizzlies would be out. If you think about the Grizzlies having a lot of home games here down the stretch, and obviously a series here against Kansas City, you want to make sure you maximize your standing point total here for the weekend.
Yeah, these games are huge, and I said it a week ago coming into the Wichita series that the next 5 games for the Grizzlies were going to be extremely crucial that they win. They got the 2 out of 2 in Wichita, which was great. Now you've got 3 here against Kansas City, and the Grizzlies, if they play like they did in the first period throughout the course of the weekend, there's no doubt in my mind that they could easily come out with a sweep here. I mean, the Grizzlies have played fantastic through the first 20 minutes, but as we've seen with the Grizzlies throughout the course of the season, a game is a full 60 minutes, not a 20-minute period. So the Grizzlies have to continue their dominance throughout the course of the full 60 minutes. But if they're able to do that, Tyson, they're going to come away with the standing points, and that's huge in terms of the playoff picture.
When we come back, we'll give you some scores from around the world of sports. Once again, after one period, the Grizzlies won and the Mavericks nothing. This is the Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Krenza. A lot of big games in the Mountain Division standings we just talked about where the Grizzlies sit. Other games in action. 1 minute left in the first period. Allen leads Idaho 2-1. The Allen goals were scored by Jack Combs and Liam Finley. Go figure. Two of their big guns. Scoring for Idaho, one of their best players, Ryan Domowski. The Mouse is in the house over at Idaho Central Arena. He gets his 23rd of the year. Allen leads Idaho 2-1 that game late in the first period. Combs and Finley getting the goals for Allen? No. It just seems like
what a surprise.
Allen's superstars doing superstar things over in Idaho. Allen leads 2-1 that game now with 1 minute left in the first period. Well, it looks like we're pretty popular tonight. Everybody's just walking behind us here. That's got to be a new league record for people walking behind the broadcaster during the first intermission of play. First intermission, Rapid City leads Wichita 1-0. I think both Grizzlies and Maverick fans are rooting against Wichita. The Thunder have been in a little bit of a struggle as of late, but they did win 6-4. Rapid City is one of those teams. They're in sixth place right now in the Mountain Division. I think they've got 49 points, 4 behind the Grizzlies for fifth. Rapid City's goal was scored by Keegan Iverson. Iverson doesn't score many goals, but he got one in the first period as Rapid City leads Wichita 1-0. Looks like the ECHL app kind of changed its look a little bit, and I'm not sure I like it all that much. Second intermission, Cincinnati leads Tulsa 5-4. Tulsa's in last place in the Mountain Division. And it looks like Matt Berry, the former Grizzly, has one of Cincinnati's goals. It's his 15th of the season. And we'll see Matt Berry and the rest of the Cincinnati Cyclones in late March, as the Cyclones will be here at Maverik Center for a 3-game set. Don't forget the middle game of that 3-game series will be Military Night. That's going to be on Friday, March 24th. Some more fans walking behind us here, first intermission. They're all wanting to say hi to the YouTube audience.
Maybe they just want your autograph.
That's true. What, my birthday or something like that? As Barry and the rest of the Cincinnati Cyclones will be here. I'm really looking forward to Military Night. I know during one of the games against Wichita, you wore the jersey the Grizzlies are going to wear. And I think on Sunday, well, actually, Guy and I will wear that same jersey that the Grizzlies are going to be wearing on Military Day. And that's going to be certainly a lot of fun as the Cincinnati Cyclones, who are one of the best teams in the I think Central Division there with Toledo, and Toledo's on an incredible winning streak right now, and Cincinnati's played great hockey. Going to be a lot of fun here at Maverik Center. When you think about the next 2 weeks, you got Allen in a 3-game series on the road next week. Cincinnati's going to be here in 2 weeks. That's where you're facing good teams over the next few weeks. That's why you got to take advantage here this weekend against Kansas City, who, like the Grizzlies, are kind of in the middle of the pack right there in the Mountain Division.
Yeah, these games are huge against Kansas City, and I think it started with winning in Wichita, which the Grizzlies were able to do. Now you got to win here against Kansas City, and these divisional points are going to be huge going down the stretch because these are teams that you're chasing in the standings. And then you mentioned Allen. I think the Grizzlies, the last time that they faced off against Allen, they kind of left a bitter taste in your mouth. And I think for the Grizzlies, you want to end the season series with a few wins and some points in your pockets. So it's going to be huge in the playoff race. And then you mentioned Cincinnati. That's a really good team. I think that'll be a good test for the Grizzlies heading down in the stretch, because if you can't beat teams like Cincinnati, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs or even make the playoffs. So I think those games are going to be very interesting, and I think they're going to be very fun.
We'll start second period action here shortly. Now, the Grizzlies early in the year were a pretty good second period team. Unfortunately, they've struggled a little bit in the second periods here over the last month. What do the Grizzlies need to do here in the next 20 minutes to extend the lead?
Well, Tyson, I think it continues with just winning faceoffs and keeping the possession of the puck. The Grizzlies did a fantastic job of doing that in the first period. They're playing a really strong high-to-low game. They were getting the puck down below the goal line, working it back up to the defense. We saw Terran Pfizer and James Shearer kind of exchange roles, with Shearer going out in front of the net and Pfizer kind of manning the blue line in his spot. I really like seeing that. I think James Shearer has done well when he's provided some offensive presence, so I like that. But I think for the Grizzlies, the memo's just got to be the same, and just go out and do what you did in the first period and find a way to replicate that.
If you come to a Grizzlies game, make sure to stop by the Grizzlies team store, get your favorite hats, T-shirts, souvenirs. They got a lot of good stuff over there. They even got a Grizzlies T-shirt you can get, and a lot of good stuff. I got a jersey hoodie about a month ago that I really like, and it's going to be in the style that the Grizzlies are going to wear tomorrow. So they're going to wear their Colorado Avalanche-themed jerseys. Big Stanley's going to be here. The Stanley Cup is going to be in the building tomorrow. We're looking forward to that. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. You don't want to miss it. It's the Stanley Cup. When's the last time it's been in the state of Utah? Maybe when Trevor Lewis won it with the LA Kings. That was about a decade ago. Make sure you come on down here and see the Stanley Cup live and in person tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll have second period action as the Grizzlies lead 1-0 on Connor McDonald's third goal of the season. James Shearer and Keaton Jamison picked up an assist. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Carenza. First of a 3-game series. It's an AFCU Friday where tickets start at just $8 and you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Don't forget the next AFCU Friday will be military night on Friday, March 24th. That's 2 weeks from now. Make sure to take advantage of an AFCU Friday. That's the next time the Grizzlies wearing specialty jerseys. The Grizzlies are going to wear their Colorado Avalanche-themed jerseys tomorrow for affiliate night. The Stanley Cup will be in the building, honoring the 2022 Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. And don't forget Sunday, you can DVR the NCAA selection show. That's going to be at 4 o'clock. The Grizzlies are going to be here taking on Kansas City at 3 p.m. Draw's going to be at center ice. Zach Sekos will take it against Josh Lamon. Grizzlies are going to be skating from our left to our right as we see it from high top section 114. Good crowd on a Friday night as Kansas City wins the draw. They'll fire a shot from center ice to Parikh, who makes a save. As the puck goes to Nick Passajob, left side. Shot, glove save by Parikh. He holds on 10 seconds into the second period. Kansas City had 5 shots in the first period. They took, 2 shots there in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, so they're trying to get back up on the shot count. A good few saves there by Parikh.
Pretty clear what the memo was from Tad O'Had there in the intermission. Get shots on net. That's what Kansas City did there in the first 10 seconds. Pass to John will take the draw. He's kicked out of the circle. Josh Lama will take it. Pascal LeBerge has 20 goals this season. He's on the ice as well. Kansas City wins the draw. Jordan Sambrook, righty shot, saved by Preek. Puck goes back to Sambrook, who's in the right point. Across to Nate Konepke. He'll take a lefty shot that goes wide off the boards. LeBerge skates towards the right corner, throws to Sambrook. Righty shot, pad saved by Preek. Now to Konepke. He'll bounce off the boards. Pass to John. Sharp angled shot hits off of Preek, who goes behind the net. As Lamon battles with Bryson Martin. Sekos over there as well. Kansas City feeds up top. Keeping it in the zone is Sambrook. Over to Konepke. Back over to LeBerge. He gets hit by Sekos. Puck goes back in the near corner. Lamon gets blasted by Victor Bartley, who's throwing his body around tonight. He'll move it ahead to right. Now to Sekos at neutralized. Back to right. Right to the slot. Over skates the puck. No call on the play as Nate Konepke knocked him down. Puck rolls towards Lucas Preek. He has to play as it gets in the crease. Kansas City makes a successful line change. Connor McDonald back in his own end. Will lift it high into the air towards Sterrett, who gets it about chest high and thought about dropping it, but he holds on. Created a play by Connor McDonald to get an offensive zone draw there as he just flipped it from his own zone, and Sterrett just kind of corralled it about chest high.
Yeah, that was an interesting looking save there by Sterrett. Looked like he kind of caught it off guard, but he was able to corral it. But, I mean, Kansas City came out, and you're right. They took a few shots. I think Tato wasn't very happy with the way his team played in the first period. And I think we're going to expect some pushback here from Kansas City in the second.
They came out with a lot more aggression than Kansas City in the first minute of the second period. Draws in the Maverik zone. It's won by Kansas City. Theo Calvis around his net. Dylan Fitz in the area. He gets it and throws it to Pfizer. Pfizer skates around the far circle. Now to Shearer. Drops it back off for Pfizer. Pfizer skates down the middle. Take a righty shot. And it's saved by Sterrett. Pfizer gets it back. He throws it up top for McDonald. Captain takes a shot pad saved by Sterrett. Shot might have gone wide anyway. Fitz in the far corner. Throws it to the near corner. James Shearer glides over there. He collides with Luke Stevens, who gets the puck and throws it to Calvis behind Kansas City's net. Fitz takes it away from Calvis. He'll throw it up top for McDonald. Connor gets it. Righty shot gets blocked by Stevens and goes high off the glass. Shearer over towards the near goal line. Fitz fires it towards the side of the net and hits it. Now Pfizer over to McDonald, right side. Across to Shearer. Shearer left point. Shot and it's blocked by his own guy, and Tyler Penner trying to redirect it. Goes back to Luke Stevens, who crosses center ice. Stevens, one of the bigger Mavericks. He'll fire it off the end boards. Mavericks make a line change. Shearer gets blasted by Stevens along the far side. And as the Grizzlies, Connor McDonald lifts it out to center ice. It bounces in the Mavericks zone. Swing and a miss by Stompelhar. Icing is called on the Grizzlies. It was called on the Grizzlies because Stompelhar didn't get a piece of it. So John's going to come back towards Lucas Preek. Charge.
Didn't get a piece of it because he completely whiffed on the pass attempt. I really think he could have played that if he really tried, but okay, I guess the draw comes back to the Grizzlies' end.
They did make an attempt at it, I guess.
It wasn't a very good one, though.
That kind of looked like my golf swing.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of a cliche thing that broadcasters have to use? Something goes wide or something, look at my golf swing. Like when a kicker shanks a field goal. It looks like your golf swing, eh, Gray?
Your golf swing's got to be better than mine because I think I shank him more than I hit him.
I'm not going to lie. I can hit him pretty decently. I'm not as good as Coach. Coach Janasowicz is an outstanding golfer. It looks like they're working on some ice along the near corner. 17:52 left in the second period. That's really a sad broadcasting cliche. Every time you see a football player, something just, completely miss. A football kicker missing a field goal by a mile. It's like, that looks like your golf swing, eh, guy? That looks like my drive on the fourth tee.
It probably would look like my golf swing. That's the funny thing.
Looks like they're working on a piece of ice over there in the near corner. 17:52 left in the second period. It really was noticeable. I mean, the old cliche, you'd like to be a fly on the wall in the Kansas City locker room. I got to say, though, they came out with a renewed spirit in that second period. They were a lot more aggressive offensively. They had 5 shots in the first period, and they already have 3 here so far, 2 minutes into the second. And probably there are another 1 or 2 that could have been shots that they didn't give.
Yeah, I think the message from Tato was clear was, hey, we didn't play all that great in the first period. They were dominating us in terms of puck possession. We can't let that happen in the second period and in the final 40 minutes. So Kansas City came out and they were aggressive, and the Grizzlies, they were ready for it. And so I think for the Grizzlies now is to just take that momentum and turn it on its heels and put it going the other way and continue doing what you were doing the first period.
It's almost like for Kansas City after that first period, you're glad to just be down 1-0 as opposed to being down 2-0 or 3-0. Draws in the near circle as they've cleaned up and fixed a piece of the ice over there in the near corner. Draws going to be in the near circle, and it's won by Kansas City. As Jake McLaughlin, left point, he'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. Puck glides along the far boards and goes all the way into the Kansas City zone. As Stompelhard gets it. He'll throw it to his near side for Ullette. He'll feed it to center ice. Strong picks it off. Strong skates back into his own zone. Now he'll feed it to Shearer. Ahead to Jamison, who gains neutral ice. Crosses center, left wing, and dumps it in. Sterrett behind his net will throw it to the far side. Strong near Sterrett. Strong gets the puck. He tries to locate it. It's at his ankles. Throws to Jared Power. Gets it up top. Hugo Waugh picks it off. Waugh, one of the better two-way forwards for Kansas City. Throws to the left side for McLaughlin. Feeds it across. Bounced off the stick of Bartley. As Cam Strong gets it far side, deep in the Grizzly zone. Around to Tho. He's in the near side. Ahead to Jamison. Across to Strong. Out of neutral ice. Passage job dumps it in. Preek lets Bartley play it, but instead Kansas City gets it. Mavericks to the centering pass. Bartley gets a stick in the way. Mavericks on the right side. Skates towards the high slot. LeBerge with a righty shot that goes wide. Got blocked about 5 feet in front of Preek. As LeBerge feeds over to Pashnov. A glance off his stick around Utah's net. Pashnov gets hit by Bartley. Bartley's been very physical tonight. Mavericks, Pascal LeBerge, right side. Feeds it to the right side for Pashnov, who fanned on a one-timer. Bartley over to Tho. Tho has been outstanding as of late. Flips it high into the air. Bounces at center ice. Kansas City gets it. They'll move it ahead towards their bench. Well, you could have called too many men maybe there for them, but no call. As rolls back into the Grizzly zone. Bartley gets it. He crosses center and dumps it in. Puck rolls towards the far corner. As Mavericks trying to get it to Stevens. Raby picks it off. He'll throw it to Pfizer. Left side. I tried to feed Walker out in front, and Maverick got a stick in the way. Now Walker tries to throw it out in front, and puck bounced off of the stick of Nate Konepke and flips high into the air. Goes to neutral ice. Grizzlies reset. Pouncey ahead for Pfizer. He reaches, couldn't locate it. No icing as Pfizer over in the right corner. Walker over there as well. He collides with Konepke. Pfizer around the net. Feeds over to the left side for Martin. Over to Simeone, and the net gets dislodged. About the time Simeone was accepting a pass in the middle and could have had a good scoring chance. And the net gets dislodged with 15:50 left in the second. They'll put it back in place.
Yeah, Tyson, that's unfortunate because Simeone was about to have a really good look in the high slot.
Penalty. Johnny Walker gets 2 minutes for interference. He's in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. Have you or someone you know been charged with a DUI? Rogers and Russell is Utah's DUI defense firm. Consequences for driving under the influence in Utah are serious, and you need great attorneys on your first line. Look for a letter in the mail from Rogers and Russell inviting you to schedule a free consultation. Don't throw away or disregard this letter. Call and get Utah's #1 DUI defense team. Rogers and Russell. Johnny Walker gets 2 minutes for interference. 4:10 into the second. Kansas City's on the power play for the first time tonight. They are 17.2% this season. Mavericks win the draw. McLaughlin over to Waugh. Back to McLaughlin. High slot. Lefty shot goes wide on a one-timer. Grizzlies run out to center. It's taken back by Kansas City. McLaughlin over to Hugo Waugh. Back to McLaughlin in front of the Kansas City net. Mavericks skate from right to left. McLaughlin at neutral ice. Will drop it back off for Hugo Waugh. He's a dependable player. Waugh crosses center ice. Left wing pass to Lamon. It's wide of the mark. Lamon skates towards the corner after it. McDonald in the area. Pass job gets poked away by McDonald over to Sekos, who throws it off of McLaughlin and exits his zone. Mavericks will reset. 40 seconds into their first power play of the game. Utah had one power play in the first period. Hugo Waugh will gain center ice. He'll chip it to his left for LeBerge. LeBerge gains the line. He'll throw it across. Back to McLaughlin. He's in the high slot. Over to LeBerge. One-timer, and it goes wide on a righty shot. Zach Sekos gets it. Tries to clear it out, and it rolls back to the left point. LeBerge feeds it to the near goal line. As Kansas City, Hugo Waugh will fire it off of McDonald. Now it goes back to Waugh. Waugh up top for McLaughlin. Back to Waugh. Over to McLaughlin in the high slot. Now to the right side for LeBerge. He'll throw it back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin being shadowed by Cam Strong. Back to LeBerge. She's in the right point. Almost lost it, but it stays in the zone on the right side. Now Kansas City gets the Lamon. He gets poked away by Sekos. Sekos in the corner over to Shearer. Clears it out. 30 seconds left in the Kansas City power play. Both teams make a line change. 14-15 and counting left in the second. Utah still leads 1-0. Connor McDonald scored 12:57 into the first. Kansas City gains the line. Schiavo gets hit by Bartley. Cameron Wright takes it away. Wright skates along the left side, one-on-one. Skates towards the left circle. Couldn't get a shot off. Great defensive play by Tommy Muck. Cutting off Cameron Wright's pursuit towards the middle. Great job by Muck as John Schiavo gains the offensive line. Harrison to the left. Harrison surveys. Grizzlies are back at full strength. It's a successful Utah disaster cleanup penalty kill. Grizzlies clear it all the way into the Kansas City zone. Walker, fresh out of the box, gets it. Centers to Pfizer. Oh, but Pfizer couldn't connect. Good pass by Walker. Pfizer over towards right, who swings and misses, or make that Walker. As the puck goes to the left side. Right trying to get it to Walker in the far circle. Kansas City picks it off. Puck bounced off the near boards. Ryan Harrison will clear it out. Bryce Martin has a glance off his stick, no icing. 13:22 and counting left in the second. Utah still leads 1-0. It was a Utah disaster cleanup, successful penalty kill. Raby in the near side will carry it across center ice. Raby now skates down the middle, gains the line. He'll veer off to the left circle. Let the center out in front to Pouncey. Raby crashes to the boards. As Jay Powell throws to the left side. Raby couldn't get it. This is a bouncing puck. Kansas City clears it out into their bench area. Well, good sequence of events there. Cameron Wright had a breakaway, but Tommy Muck made a great defensive play. 12:59 left in the second. Utah still leads 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Utah still leads 1-0. 12:59 left in the second period. Guy, what stood out to you?
Well, Tyson, the Kansas City Mavericks had a chance on the power play, and the Grizzlies did a good job of shutting them down. Specifically, a moment where Zach Sekos was there to just pick the puck off in the middle of the slot. Kansas City didn't really get a good chance going there. Great penalty kill by the Grizzlies.
Draws at neutral ice. Tyler Penner will take it with Fitz and Pfizer out there. Shearer and McDonald, the two defensemen for Utah. Grizzlies win the draw. Connor McDonald has the lone goal tonight. Neutral zone, takes a shot, saved by Starrett. Now Kansas City to the far side, gets out to center. Ryan Harrison couldn't get the bouncing puck. Now it's towards the Kansas City bench. Grizzlies will throw it back towards Pfizer. Now McDonald over to Shearer deep in the Grizzlies zone. Utah skates from left to right. Shearer over to Penner, moves it ahead to Fitz, but passes wide of the mark. Puck goes back over to Kansas City. Jordan Sambrook takes a righty shot, and it's blocked by Shearer from the high slot. As Fitz over to McDonald. Connor at neutral ice gets the puck. He'll throw it to Fitz in the left wing. Fitz gains the line, gets around a skater. Fitz skates in. He'll take a shot. Saved by Starrett. Now Pfizer gets it. It's the side of the net. Puck glides towards Starrett, who covers up. A great play by Fitz, who kind of changed the script a little bit. Usually he takes the shot from the circle. Instead, he skated all the way in.
Yeah, Tyson, Dylan Fitz was a man on a mission. It seemed like he was just flying and nobody could catch him. He drives right to the net. Came so close to scoring. A good look there by Fitz.
Good job by Kansas City and Jake McLaughlin to cut in front of Fitz, kind of taking away whatever shooting angle he might have had. That's not like you would see from Fitz. Fitz usually just kind of skates towards one of those circles and takes the shot. Utah wins the offensive zone draw. Jared Power still looking for his first pro point, and this is home debut. Third game for Power as a pro. As Utah gets hit behind Kansas City's net. Mavericks will carry it out to neutralize. Passage off across the center. A fire shot. Glove saved by Preek. Lucas holds on. It's kind of funny the fans applaud that. It was just like a routine save from center ice. But Preek's done a good job here so far tonight.
Yeah, he has, Tyson. You didn't see a lot of action in the first period. He's seeing a lot more in the second. He's already seen 4 shots. We're only about 8 minutes in, but he's been sharp tonight.
Shots been at a premium. We've seen a lot of blocked shots on both Kansas City and Utah here in the first half of play. Draw won by the Grizz. As though over to Bartley, now to the far side. As puck bounced off a Jamison stick. Turnover. Can't see. Shot and hits the pipe. And flies out of play as it lands about row 8 of section 112. Boy, turnover and one of their best scorers, Nick Passage, had a great A look. But he hit the pipe and the puck flew out of play.
Oh, boy, Tyson, the Grizzlies got lucky there. I mean, the iron saves them there. Parikh did a good job of taking away the angle, but sometimes it's just a game of inches, and the iron was there to save the Grizzlies on that one.
Stays a 1-0 Utah lead. 11:53 left in the second period. Draws give me the far circle of the Grizzly zone. We really have to check to see if the ice is tilted. It seems like all the action has been on this left side. Grizzlies win the draw. Bryson Martin moves ahead to Raby. They'll get it across to Sekos, who crosses center ice. Sekos skates down the middle, gains the blue line over to right. Back over to Raby, who tried to handle it, and the puck glides towards the end boards. Raby behind the net, being double-teamed. Pass job in the area. Puck goes towards Kyle Pouncey. He's in the right corner. Pouncey gets hit by number 13, Josh Lamon. Lamon holds him up. Raby over there. Sekos as well. Puck glides from one corner to the other. Now on the far side, Martin throws up top for Wright, who leads the Grizzlies in all league scores and league rookies and shots. Right from the left wing, takes a shot, saved by Starrett, and he holds on.
That was a good play out there in front by the Grizzlies. Dakota Raby getting a stick on it. Zach Sekos was also in the area. I like that. The Grizzlies getting man in front of Starrett, trying to screen him, get a tip out in front. You mentioned the ice being tilted. The Grizzlies had a lot of possession in the first period. Kansas City seems to have it in this period. All the plays been to our left.
That was that way in the last home game, wasn't it? Against Allen.
It was, but I think the Grizzlies realized that the Mavericks were going to push back in the second period, and they've done a really good job of defending that.
Tyler Penner will take the draw. He's got Fitz and Pfizer out there. Off the draw, Pfizer gets a shot, saved by Starrett. Kansas City's John Schiavo will ricochet off the near boards and goes out to center ice. Shearer will backpedal into his own zone. Now he feeds the center ice logo. Penner gets it. Over to Fitz. Left point. Fitz with a shot, saved by Starrett. He bobbles it for a second, but holds on. So we get another whistle with 11:05 left in the second. And, hey, we talked about the puck being in the Grizzlies zone a lot, but it looks like the Grizzlies are starting to establish a little bit of offensive zone time here.
Yeah, Tyson, they are, and I think they got a little boost of momentum after killing that penalty, because after that, it seems like the play has kind of shifted over into the Kansas City zone. Grizzlies are doing a good job defensively in this game, and now it seems like they're starting to turn it back on offensively.
Penner will take the draw against Ryan Harrison. Kansas City wins the face-off. Skating around the net, Nate Konepke. He'll throw it to Luke Stevens, who lifts it high into the air, bounces in Grizzlies territory. Sure gathers it, moves ahead. Penner couldn't reach it. Goes back to Kansas City. Nate Konepke on the near side will glide it to neutral ice. The Mavericks get around Fitz. Now they gain the line. Timmons, right wing shot. It's blocked by Shearer and goes out to play off the protective netting. But talking about blocked shots, James Shearer's got to be, even though he missed 18 games early in the season, him and Connor McDonald have to be near the team lead in blocked shots this season.
Yeah, those guys are the shot block kings for the Grizzlies. I mean, it's a stat that doesn't get tracked in this league, which is unfortunate, but they really do a great job of taking away shooters' angles, really just blocking shots, making great defensive plays. Those are the two solid guys on the Grizzlies' blue line.
Jamison will take the draw. Good to see Johnny Walker out there. He's wearing number 7. He's on the shift. Utah wins the draw. Walker gets the puck. He skates along the near side. Surveys, feeds across. Pass connects tape to tape. Jamison skates towards left circle. Takes a shot. Saved by Starrett. And he holds on. Johnny Walker with a cross-ice pass from the near side all the way to the left for Jamison. It was tape to tape, and Jamison had a good look from the left side.
I'm surprised Keaton Jamison doesn't have a goal yet in this game. It seems like he's been at the right place at the right time. He just can't buy a goal right now. He seems to be snake-bitten, but he's really played a fantastic game.
Jamison will take the draw. He's been outstanding for the Grizzlies over the last month. I remember, as Guy mentioned, he's had some success against Kansas City here in the past. He'll take the draw against Laurent Ouellette, number 14. He's been a Maverick for as long as I can remember. Brisby hanging out in section 114 with us. Draw one by the Grizzlies. Cam Strong skates around the Kansas City net. He gets hit and gets divorced from the puck. As Jake McLaughlin, who's played a good game. McLaughlin moves it ahead to the left side. Linesman gets in the way. Schiavo couldn't accept the pass, and the whistle blows. It looks like icing's going to be called on Kansas City, and McLaughlin and Schiavo can't believe it, because McLaughlin is trying to glide the puck to Schiavo, and the linesman got in the way, so they couldn't get the pass going, and they get called for icing. Tough break there.
Well, it is a tough break for Kansas City, but a good break for the Grizzlies. You got Zach Sekos taking the draw, and the thing about the Grizzlies is all three of their centers do a really good job of winning faceoffs. Jamison, Sekos, and Penner.
Draw one by the Grizzlies. Cameron Wright throws up top for Pouncey. Back to the left side for Raby. He's just outside the circle. Raby glides along the boards. Ouellette gets hit by Sekos, so he couldn't get it. As Martin throws it around, bounces off the Ouellette stick. Sekos gets blasted over along the end boards. He gets hit by McLaughlin. Now Ouellette gets physical over in the corner. Grizzlies trying to throw it up top for Pouncey, and he couldn't reach it. Puck glides all along the far wing boards, out behind Utah's net for Parikh, who gets it back to Kyle Pouncey. As Mavericks will make a line change. Sekos in the corner, moves ahead along the boards. Kansas City feeds across. Tommy Muck will take a lefty shot, and it's blocked about 5 feet in front of Parikh. Puck goes back to Muck. They'll throw it across to Calvis. Now to the right corner. Kansas City looked to center it to Schiavo, but it stayed in the corner. It's the Mavericks. We'll throw it up top for Calvis. Calvis will fire a righty shot towards the far goal line. Picked off by Martin. He'll get to Raby. Puck goes back over to Calvis. He feeds the middle. Pass connects. Kansas City backhand shot. Saved by Preek. Puck goes back over to Passage-Job. Up top for Muck. He couldn't handle it. Cameron Wright crosses center ice. Gets it in the right circle. Wright skates out, take a shot. And it goes over Starrett's head and over the crossbar. Good look by Cameron Wright. Kansas City comes back the other way. Gets poked away by Sekos. Rolls back. Kansas City skates over the offensive line. Right side, they look to center it. Grizzlies get a stick in the way. Good play by Victor Bartley. Riz cross center. Tyler Penner gains the red line and dumps it in. As Starrett, who's been busy here in the second period, throws it over towards Sam Brook. Nate Konepke, as Fitz fires it back to Bartley in the Grizzlies zone. He'll move it to neutral ice for Penner. Across to Thoe. He gains center ice and spins along the wall. Fitz on the left side. Look to center. It bounced off the Maverick. Now Fitz skates towards the left circle. Penner gets it. He skates towards the corner. He tried to feed it up top, and Kansas City picks it off. Puck goes off the Grizzlies. Stick stays in plays. It bounced off the near glass. He was near Grisby. He looks scared. Kansas City skates in. Backhand shot. Saved by Preek. That was taken by Luke Stevens. Puck still in play. Stevens throws it up top. Kansas City as a righty shot. Saved by Preek again. That last shot was taken by Stoppelhar. And Preek's looked good here so far tonight as he's had some success against Kansas City this year, but crazy back and forth action there.
Yeah, Tyson, it seems like that tilt on the ice is kind of leveled out now. Now we're seeing end-to-end action, but really a great sequence for Lucas Preek. Made a few key saves there to keep this a 1-0 game in favor of the Grizzlies.
Neither team has scored here so far in the second period. Mavericks have taken 9 shots. Grizzlies have taken 7 here in the second period. Connor McDonald has the only goal in the game, scored 12:57 into the first. Grizzlies win the draw. Which you can't see initially won the draw. Mavericks have it back in their own zone. Blockman throws to neutral ice. Gillette crosses center. He'll skate down the middle, take a shot blocked by McDonald. Puck goes back to Jamison. He'll backhand it to Johnny Walker at neutral ice. He'll have a glance off his stick. Now the Mavericks to the left point. Gillette feeds it to the corner. Hugo Watt trying to throw it out in front. Preek cuts it off. And Josh Elms goes down. Now Elms delivers a hit as he shoves Johnny Walker towards the boards. Walker and Elms, they're going to fight. As Walker goes down. Yolet at center ice just tripped up Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker wants to get the crowd fired up. Yolet injured Johnny Walker in mid-December, the last time these teams met. Walker is just skating towards his bench, and Yolet stuck his leg out and tripped up Johnny Walker at center ice. I don't think the referee spotted it, but that's got the crowd here fired up with 7:40 left in the first, here in the second.
Yeah, it seemed like we had a pretty clean game up until this point, and then everything just broke loose.
It looked like both guys dropped the gloves, and then Walker thought better of it when he saw that Josh Elms was 6'2", 218. And then Walker is skating towards center ice. Yolet took his leg and just tripped up Johnny Walker. Yolet and Elms are in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell. I got to think Johnny Walker is going to go in at some point for Utah. Grizzlies lead 1-0. It looks like Utah is going to have a power play.
Yeah, Tyson. Well, they called Johnny Walker the worm for a reason. He was obviously getting under the skin of the Kansas City Mavericks, and then they just had enough, and they tried to go after him. Johnny wasn't having it, and then Lauren Ouellette decided to just go and do what he did. But
Walker,
I think now we're seeing tempers flare.
Walker looked at himself at the video board and smiled. So Ouellette gets 2 minutes for tripping. Elms gets 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Now when the Grizzlies up 1-0, they're going to have a 2-minute 5-on-3 power play. So a critical sequence in this game. 5-on-3 power play for 2 minutes. Off the draw, Kansas City wins it. Theo Calvis will spin along the far boards. Wright couldn't keep it in. Break behind his net has it. 7:30 and counting left in the second. Utah leads 1-0. Zach Secco skates down the middle. He's now neutralized. He crosses center. Right wing pass to Jamison, who gains the blue line. Drops off at the point for Wright. Across to Raby. 5 forwards on the ice for the Grizzlies on this power play unit. Pfizer up top for Wright. He's on the left side. Over to Sekos. He's just outside the right circle. Now to Raby. Music inadvertently plays. Pfizer over to Raby. He's on the near side beyond the goal line. Right over to Sekos in the high slot. Back to Raby. Raby in the right side surveys. So the Sekos. Now across to Pfizer. Pfizer on the left near the corner. As he'll throw it up top for Wright. Back to the far goal line. Jamison Over to Pfizer, who skates towards the left point. Now he skates towards his right. Pfizer over to right. He thought about a one-timer, but just held on to it. Now he gets up top for Pfizer. Pfizer fakes to Sekos, gets to the right. Fans want the Grizzlies to shoot. Over to Sekos, right side shot. It's blocked by Calvis. Sekos along the right side. Across to Pfizer. He's in the left circle. Pfizer surveys. Now gets up top for Sekos. Sekos back to the far side for Pfizer. One-timer. Saved by Starrett. He holds on. 43 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Both teams to make a line change. Grizzlies patient with their approach there. Got a good look from the left side from Pfizer. And Shane Starrett's had a good game for Kansas City.
Yeah, he has, Tyson. He really has made a few good saves for them in this game. Grizzlies, you mentioned a lot of puck movement on that power play. I would like to see them shoot the puck a little bit more. I think there were times when they could have, but they decided to make an extra pass. I think you want to score while this 5-on-3 is still a 5-on-3. So try and take pucks and shoot them at the net.
Cam Strong will take the face-off. Fitz, Walker, Shearer, and Martin, the 5 on the ice for the Grizzlies. Kansas City continues to have words of Johnny Walker. Utah wins the draw. Fitz throws it up top for Shearer. He skates towards his right. Now right wing pass to Martin. Across to Walker in the left side. Up top for Martin. Martin back to Shearer. He's on the right side. He skates towards his left. Across to Strong. Strong skates towards his left over to Walker. One-timer and it goes wide. Puck glides along the boards and rolls all the way towards Lucas Preek from the near side. 20 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Yolette and Elms will both come out of the box at that point. Strong gains the line from the right side, falls down, rolls towards the corner. Kansas City gets it. Nate Konepke skates towards the far side over to Passagov, who clears it out. Opportunity missed for the Grizzlies as Yolette and Elms are both out of the penalty box right now. Kansas City's back at full strength. Martin crosses center ice over to Fitz. He gains the line. He gets hit by Josh Elms, one of Kansas City's more physical players. McLaughlin throws to Calvis. Now Passagov skates down the middle. He'll feed it to the near side for Elms. He'll skate towards the left circle, take a lefty shot. Saved by Preek. 5:22 left in the second period. Utah had a full 2-minute 5-on-3 power play but couldn't score. Neither team scored here so far in the second. Utah still leads 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. This broadcast is presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott, producing premier American copper and proudly celebrating 120 years of operations in the Utah community. The Grizzlies were very patient on their approach on the 5-on-3 power play and just couldn't get one past Shane Starrett.
Yeah, Tyson, and I think they just prioritized puck movement over shooting, and I think when you're on a power play like that, especially 5-on-3, you need to find a good balance of moving the puck around and shooting. The Grizzlies just moved the puck around too much, couldn't find a look that they liked, and as a result of that, it was a missed opportunity. We aren't able to score on the 5-on-3. This could be a moment where we look back in this game, and it could be one of those key turning points.
Utah still leads 1-0 as Connor McDonald scored 12:57 and into the first period. Neither team scored here so far in the second. First of a 3-game series. Looks like it's going to be very spirited. As off the draw, puck rolls towards the right corner. It's in the Grizzlies zone. Luke Stevens has been active tonight. He throws his body around in the corner. And he'll throw it up top to Tommy Muck, who dumps it back into the far corner for Ryan Harrison. Kansas City skating from right to left in the second period. Good poke check by Penner as it goes back to center ice. Kansas City regathers the puck. Luke Stevens dumps it in from neutral ice. Preek cuts it off to the near side of the net. Shearer feeds ahead. Jared Power gets it. He's on a breakaway, essentially. He'll skate towards the right circle, take a shot. Saved by Starrett. Power still looking for his first pro goal, and this is third pro game. Simeone dumps it in from the Kansas City blue line. Grizzlies make a line change. 4:43 and counting left in the second. Utah still leads 1-0. Mavericks lifted in the air, goes into the Grizzlies zone. It goes past Bartley over to the right corner. Kansas City gets it, throws it around the net. Tho will move it to Jared Power. He's in the near side. Power wearing number 20, 6'2", 185 pounds. He'll roll it back to the far side. Pashkov cuts it off. He tried to drop it off for LeBerge, and pass goes wide. Now cross off the near wing boards. Power gets it. He'll move it to Bartley. Bartley skates down the middle, crosses center ice. Left wing pass to Simeone. Across to Sekos to take a lefty shot. It's blocked by Kansas City. He clears it off the near wing glass and out to center ice. That shot was blocked by Jordan Sandbrook, who's played well tonight. As the Grizzlies out neutralized right over to Sekos on the right side. He gains the line, battles with Sandbrook, and the puck rolls towards LeBerge. Now back to Jake McLaughlin. He'll skate towards the far side as he got Sekos back checking. Ahead to Josh Lamon. Near side for Shalvo at center ice, so fired off the far boards. Kansas City makes a line change. Grizzlies throwing out to center ice, bounced off a Raby's stick. Rolls towards Cameron Wright, but the whistle blows as Utah is called for offside with 3:43 left in the second. Looks like a really good Friday night crowd has filed in here. I'm really curious to see how many people are going to be here tomorrow. The Stanley Cup's going to be in the building. I think it's going to be there on center ice. You can see it live and in person here at Maverik Center.
Well, Tyson, I'm looking forward to that. That's really going to be something special.
Any name in particular you want to see on the cup?
Oh, boy, there's a lot of names I like to see on that cup. I'm more interested in just seeing the cup itself and then moving on to the names.
Yeah, you want to see how big the thing looks in person. Off the drop, puck rolls towards Freak, who covers up. On the face-off again in the Grizzlies zone. It's important for the Grizzlies to have a lead after 2 periods. The Grizzlies are unstoppable when leading after 2. They've got a record of 20-1. Interestingly enough, the Grizzlies have only led after 2 periods 7 times here at Maverik Center. In fact, record-wise, the Grizzlies have been a better road team than they have at home. As the draw won by the Grizzlies. Dylan Fitz to the far side. Will lift it out to center ice. Penner gets it. And he'll dump it in from the center ice red line. As McLaughlin battles in the corner of Pfizer. Now Penner. Backhand shot goes wide. Pfizer in the left corner. Lines it towards Bryson Martin, who pushes back to Pfizer. Puck squirts towards the middle. John Schiavo clears it out. Kyle Pouncey back in the Grizzlies zone gets it. Pouncey now behind Lucas Preek. And he'll skate up ahead and throw it to Pfizer. Pfizer still in the Grizzlies zone. Avoids a check. Well, he could have been lit up right there by Jordan Timmons. Now to Pouncey, who gains the line, but he's offside. 3:06 left in the second.
Well, Tyson, I really think Kyle Pouncey has played a fantastic game here tonight. He's been solid defensively. He's broken up a few passes for Kansas City, but he's also not afraid to jump in on the offensive side of things. Kyle Pouncey, he's a guy that really is a jack of all trades.
Pouncey had that goal on Sunday. It was Utah's second goal, and he just kind of jumped into the right circle and got a pass from James Shearer and was able to put it away. Play starting to get physical here in the first of this 3-game set. 6 of 8 meetings this season. Grizzlies are 4-1 against Kansas City. They've won 4 in a row against the Mavericks. As Kansas City wins the faceoff, Tommy Muck throws out to the left side. Grisby's in the way, so we got to stand up here as backing it deep in his own zone. Freak throws towards the far side. Kansas City throws to Tommy Muck. He'll take a lefty shot that goes wide. McDonald battles in the near corner. And taking it's Keaton Jamison as he joins the play. Jamison gets the puck as he loses it. Kansas City back in the offensive zone. The Mavericks get hit by McDonald in the corner. Timmons over there as well. Puck glides towards Tommy Muck. He's on the left side. Up top for Harrison. He'll take a shot and it goes wide on a one-timer from the left point. Shearer throws it high into the air. Goes past Johnny Walker, and Utah's going to get called for icing with 2:25 left in the second. Good to see Grisby here in attendance in Section 114. And you talk about a very popular guy. I mean, Grisby draws a crowd. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. And once again, Johnny Walker and some Kansas City Mavericks having some words.
Yeah, Tyson Grisby with an excellent screen out in front of us. Had to really do some acrobatics to see around him. But I think that Johnny Walker, Lauren Ulette saga, I think that's something we're going to have to watch for the rest of this game and throughout the course of the series this weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. You can add Josh Helms to the mix as Helms dropped the gloves against Walker, and then Walker thought better of it. Draw's going to be in the near circle, and it's won by Utah's Connor McDonald. Skates around Preek's net. McDonald throws to the far side. Didn't get very far. Hugo Wallach decided to pass it off. Great defensive play by Shearer. As Pastujov couldn't accept the pass, and Lucas Preek covers up as the puck glided towards him. As those are the type of things that make James Shearer such a great player. Kansas City wanted to get a centering pass out in front, and Shearer was in the right place, making sure that Pastujov couldn't get the puck.
Yeah, he was in the right place at the right time, and that was a good pass by Hugo Waugh, a guy that's on a 9-game point streak. Most of those are assists. He's a guy that can dish the puck really well, and James Shearer read it like a book.
Draw's going to be over in the far circle. 2:16 left in the second period. Great crowd here tonight. I'm expecting an outstanding crowd here tomorrow. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com to see the Stanley Cup live and in person. Sekos to take the draw against Nick Passajoff. He's got 29 points in 31 games. +3 rating. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Raby throws it to Sekos, who gains neutral ice. He'll throw it ahead to Cameron Wright. Right on the left side, feeds it out in front. Nobody was home for Utah. Sekos was skating over there. Puck towards the right side, taken by Jordan Sandberg. He'll skate down the middle. Left wing pass to LeBerge. LeBerge skates down the middle, takes a shot, blocked by Bartley. Bartley's played a good game. Cameron Wright loses it in the left point. Hugo Waugh feeds the near circle. Sekos picks it off. He'll throw up the center ice for Raby, who glides the puck towards the Kansas City blue line. Nobody was home for the Grizz. Mavericks back deep in their own zone as Konepke battles with Raby. Now behind the net for Sandberg, who will dish it towards the near side for LeBerge. She'll fire it towards the Grizzlies bench. It ricochets off the wall. From neutral ice, Pouncey dumps it in. Wright cuts it off. Right point takes a shot. I got redirected. Rolls towards Sarah, who makes a save. Wright had to bounce off a Sandberg stick. Now left side. Penner throws it to Fitz. He'll take a righty shot. Saved by Starrett. Rebound goes to Penner. Back up top for Fitz. He'll fire towards the net, and it's blocked by Konepke. He'll gather it, as Kansas City's blocked a ton of shots here in the first 2 periods. Konepke dumps it in. He'll come off the ice, break behind the net. We'll feed it to the near side for Bryson Martin. 1:05 and counting left in the second. Utah still leads 1-0. Up ahead to Pfizer, neutralized. Puck glanced off his stick. Now Harrison back at neutralized. Will skate back into his own zone and get to McLaughlin. He'll throw it from one corner to the other as Kansas City moves out to center ice looking for Josh Lamb, and that pass is incomplete. And icing is on the Mavericks with 49 seconds left in the second.
Tyson, I like the way that the Grizzlies have played here in the second period. Not as dominant as the first period, of course. Kansas City obviously came back out here in the second period, had a score to settle. They've been better here in the second period, but I really think that if the Grizzlies can win this draw, get some sustained offensive pressure, they can maybe sneak a goal here late in the second period.
We'll see which team can get momentum heading into the locker room. Grizzlies win the face-off. Right point, McDonald shot. It's blocked off the stick of Loren Ouellette. It flies off the protective netting. Well, you got to hand it to both teams. And in Kansas City in particular, how many blocked shots, either with their body or with their stick? I mean, the Mavericks outstanding defensively here in the first 2 periods.
Yeah, they've done a great job, but so have the Grizzlies. It seems like both teams are laying their bodies on the line to block shots. When you think about those 2 points that are up for grabs here tonight, Tyson, they're huge in the grand scheme of the playoffs. So I think every single guy on the ice knows that, and they're laying it out on the line.
Draws game in the right circle. The Grizzlies Iron Man Tyler Penner against Nick Passajoff. Mavericks win the face-off. They're in their own zone. They'll carry it out to neutralize. They cross center. Mavericks gain the line as they skeet towards the left side. Ouellette blows the tire, and the puck squirts towards the slot. Pfizer gets it. He'll carry it out to neutralize. He crosses center, 2-on-3. Pfizer gets blasted off the board. See, trying to get around McLaughlin. Now Timmons gets hit by Pfizer. Fitz tried to chip it out in front of Pfizer, and Kansas City was in the right place. And they clear it out to center. Passajoff collides with Dylan Fitz. Play starting to get physical once again. 15 seconds left in the second. Grizz have the puck in their own zone. 12 seconds left. Shearer will fake it out to neutralize. Now throw it across to McDonald. 6 seconds left. McDonald over to Pfizer. Glanced off his skate. McLaughlin and Pfizer in the area. LeBerge pushes Pfizer. Skating over there's Penner. Now Penner and LeBerge each push each other as the horn sounds. And that will do it for 2 periods here at Maverik Center. Neither team scored the middle frame. The only goal here so far is Connor McDonald. 12:57 into the first period with the assist to James Shearer and Keaton Jamison. Kansas City had the shot edge for the majority of the second period, but the Grizzlies with a couple shots late. Looks like both teams had 10 shots in the second period. Well, Guy Krenz doesn't have much to update here in the first 2 periods of play, but he's going to do so anyway. As some words being exchanged here, second intermission between the Grizzlies and Mavericks. Utah is 20-1 this season when leading after 2 periods. Good crowd here on a Friday night. We're expecting a big crowd here on Saturday. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com as the Stanley Cup will be here at Maverik Center. And when we come back, Guy will recap the first 2 periods. Utah leads 1-0. The Rio Tinto Kennecott Intermission Report starts in 2 minutes on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Second intermission here at Maverik Center. Utah leads 1-0. I'm Tyson Whiting here with Guy Krenza. Guy, a lot of blocked shots and a lot of good goaltending play from both sides. Not a whole lot of scoring. Utah leads 1-0.
Yeah, Tyson, after 40 minutes, the Grizzlies lead by the slimmest of margins. It's just 1-0 on a goal, 12 minutes and 57 seconds into the first period. Connell McDonald with a blast from the blue line got his third of the year, assisted by Jamison and Shearer. That's the only goal of the game. Utah has had a few chances on the power play. They're 0 for 3. Schiavo got a delay of game penalty in the first period. Grizzlies weren't able to score on that. And in the second period, there was a bit of an incident with Johnny Walker and Josh Elms for Kansas City. Elms dropped the gloves. Walker didn't. And then as Walker was skating towards the bench, Lauren Ouellette went and gave him a piece of his mind. And so both of those guys, Elms and Ouellette, went to the penalty box for Kansas City, and the Grizzlies had a 2-minute 5-on-3, a lot of puck movement, just weren't able to get shots on goal, and they weren't able to capitalize on that opportunity. And so it's a 1-0 game after 40 minutes of play. Walker himself did get a penalty prior to that, 4 minutes and 10 seconds into the second period. It was an interference minor. Kansas City wasn't able to score on that, so both teams have not capitalized on the power play. Kansas City's 0 for 1. Utah's 0 for 3. Each team took 10 shots in the second period. Utah has the edge 20-5 in that category. Taryn Fizer has 5 shots in the game. Dylan Fitz has 4. Lucas Perica stopped all 15 shots that he's seen. But Tyson, in the first 20 minutes of the game, in the first frame, the Grizzlies really tilted the ice. All the possession was in the Kansas City zone. Grizzlies were only able to get 1 goal out of it. But in the second period, Kansas City kind of pushed back, and I expected them to do that. The playing field was a little bit more even, but it's still a 1-0 game. Grizzlies have dominated in the faceoff category. They were dominant in the second period, winning the edge 15-10. Shots on goals, I mentioned, were even apiece at 10. Scoring chances are 6-5 in favor of the Grizzlies, and the hits are 9-7 in favor of Kansas City, as we saw physicality ramping up towards the end of the second.
Yeah, I think the turning point really, and what really could have been a turning point, was when the Grizzlies had that 5-on-3 power play for 2 minutes, when Elms got an unsportsmanlike conduct minor and Ouellette tripped up Johnny Walker at center ice. I was a little bit surprised Walker didn't get a penalty, because it looked like, it could have been screened off by something. It looked like he might have actually dropped his gloves too and then decided not to go with Elms. I don't know. I mean, obviously Walker didn't, or else he would have gotten a penalty. I thought both guys dropped them, because it looked like Elms and Walker in the area, and then Walker just kind of knew that, Elms got the size advantage, and Walker is just coming off an injury where he missed a month, and I think it was upper body as well. So smart of Johnny Walker to not try to fight Josh Elms. And then as he was skating towards center ice, towards his bench, Lauren Ouellette, who got in an incident with Johnny Walker, and that was the reason why Walker missed over a month worth of action. Ouellette just tripped him up at center ice, just took a skate and just tripped him up. And the referee spotted it. 2 penalties called on Kansas City, 5-on-3 power play. The Grizzlies, they're very patient with their approach. They only had 1 shot through that 2-minute power play, and that was in the left side. I think it was Fizer that took it. So the Grizzlies, very patient with it. I think you have to give a lot of credit to the Kansas City defensive unit. They've been blocking a lot of shots, and they've really done a good job of making life tough on the Grizzlies. I think for the Grizzlies, though, you have to like the way that second period ended. Kansas City had the shot edge for the majority of the second period. The Grizzlies had a few during the last couple minutes of the second period to even things up. in the second frame, 10 shots apiece. And now for Utah, you've got a lead. It almost feels like it's a 1-0 game, but with the way both teams' defensive units are looking, I can't imagine this third period's all of a sudden going to turn into an offensive barrage. It's like for the Grizzlies, you got to play smart defensively. You just got to have to keep chipping away, taking it one shift at a time, and make life difficult on Kansas City.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And I also think, while being smart, the Grizzlies have to find a way to match the physicality in this game, but also keep your head level and stay out of the penalty box. Kansas City is 0 for 1 on their power plays. So is the Grizzlies are 0 for 3. But you got to think in terms of the special teams battle, if you're the Grizzlies, you don't want to find yourselves in the penalty box, especially in a game that's just 1-0.
We'll see what happens here in the final 20 minutes of play. And obviously, it's a big game in the standings for both teams. For Kansas City, they're tied for second place in the Mountain Division with 59 points. They're tied with Wichita, so obviously Kansas City is watching Wichita closely. They're in Rapid City and at the Monument. After 2 periods, Rapid City leads Wichita 2-1. Keegan Iverson got his first goal of the season, 7:50 into the first period. Max Cota for the Rush made it 2-0. And Cole McDonald for Wichita, their best offensive defenseman. He scored 14:56 into the second. So it was a 2-0 Rapid City lead. Looks like Justin Kappelmaster played the first period and it was pulled. Roman Bazran played the second period and stopped 12 of 13. Adam Carlson's been in net for Rapid City. He has stopped 18 of 19. After 2 periods, Rapid City leads Wichita 2-1. Other games involving Mountain Division teams. Cincinnati defeats Tulsa 6-4. That game has gone final. Tulsa is in the basement of the Mountain Division. Kind of uncharacteristic for them. They're usually in the middle of the pack in the Mountain Division. Tough year for Rob Murray's club. How about this for an entertaining game? Late second period, Allen leads Idaho 4-3. Idaho can clinch a playoff spot here tonight as they lead the Mountain Division by 30 points. But it's been the usual suspects for Allen. Jack Combs, Liam Finley, Colton Hargrove, and Aiden Brown have the Allen goals. Idaho has goals from Brian Domowski, Cody Haskinen, and Zane Franklin. Adam Schill is in net for Idaho. He has stopped 13 of 17, so a rough outing for him. For Allen, Chase Perry has stopped 19 of 22. And that's a matchup of 2 high-powered offenses. And we saw Allen a couple weeks ago here at Maverik Center really put together an offensive clinic. And that'll be interesting next week as the Grizzlies will be in Allen for a 3-game series. The games next week will be Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. And face-off, I think, on Thursday and Friday are going to be at 6:05 in the Mountain Time Zone. Sunday is going to be an afternoon game. And because of that, I think it's important for the Grizzlies to take advantage here at Maverik Center. The next 2 weeks are going to be pretty difficult with Allen on the road and then Cincinnati, who's been one of the best teams in the Central Division, here a couple weeks from now.
Yeah, Tyson, the schedule certainly doesn't get easier for the Grizzlies. You mentioned the Allen Americans and their high-octane offense. They came into Maverik Center, and they really scored a lot of goals against the Grizzlies and really put on, as you mentioned, the offensive clinic. The Grizzlies, next time they meet Allen next weekend, need to find a way to limit that. And really, then you talk about Cincinnati, another team that's having a really great season. But these games, I think, are going to be interesting for the Grizzlies, and I think they're really going to tell us what kind of team the Grizzlies are and whether or not they're going to make the playoffs or not. Because if the Grizzlies can hang in and win games against Allen, win games against Cincinnati, then they're going to be just fine, and they're going to make the playoffs and probably do well in said playoffs. But if they struggle, then it's going to really be tough to push for that playoff spot down the stretch. So I think it'll be interesting to see how the Grizzlies fare.
And obviously, this is the time of year where Grizzlies fans are doing some scoreboard watching. I know Kansas City fans are thinking the same way. Tano had missed the playoffs in each of his first 2 years, and this in his 3rd season. He's looking to make the playoffs for the first time, and so he's on the hot seat a little bit. He's got to get his team to the playoffs. Obviously, you don't want to miss it 3 years in a row. But Kansas City, the thing is, they've got a really good goaltender in Shane Starrett. He's been the workhorse, and he's looked good here in the first 2 periods. But Kansas City, though, they're missing some big guns. Keegan Howdashell's out of the lineup. They also lost Cole Koski to an AHL call-up as he was loaned to the Milwaukee club. Jeremy McKenna gave the Grizzlies all sorts of fits. McKenna is not in the lineup as he was recalled to Coachella Valley, which is the Kansas City AHL affiliate. They also lost Tristan Mullen, who was outstanding the first half of the year for Kansas City. And Jake Jeremko is either on reserve or injured reserve for Kansas City. So the Mavericks are without 4 or 5 really good forwards. And so for them, it seems like they have to keep chipping away and win those games 3-2, 2-1, those kind of things, because they're without some really talented forwards that normally would be in their lineup.
Yeah, Kansas City is shorthanded right now for sure. I mean, they've lost a lot of really big guys out of their lineup, and it's for the Grizzlies. You have to capitalize on that, and they've done a really good job of that in this game. But for the Grizzlies, you need to win these games, and not only in terms of the playoff race, but also you need to prove to yourself that you can go in and beat division opponents.
I heard City. When we come back,
it was a mistake.
When we come back, with third period action, Utah leads 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I'm Tyson Whiting. Utah leads 1-0. It's going to be a fun weekend here. We got the Stanley Cup as its affiliate night. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, won the Stanley Cup. And so the Stanley Cup is going to be in the building. It's interesting to see. They auctioned off some photo opportunities early Saturday, for Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon. Those got snatched up so quickly, and everybody in the office was just stunned at how quickly those got snatched up. Season ticket holders will have a party with the Stanley Cup from, I think, around 2 o'clock to close to 5 o'clock. Cup's going to be here. It's going to be on display during the game. And obviously it's one of those things you think about trophies in sports. The Stanley Cup is probably the best trophy in my opinion. And it's one of those where you don't even have to be a hockey fan to really be intrigued about something like that coming to Maverik Center.
Yeah, Tyson, I mean, the Stanley Cup, it is the greatest trophy in sports. I mean, not just the way that it looks, but I mean, your name goes on the cup, all the history behind it. I mean, the thing's over 100 years old. It's been passed down from generations. Just the names on the cup, the stories that come with it. It's truly just magnificent, and I can't wait to see it.
And don't forget Sunday afternoon, it's going to be a 3 o'clock start, but make sure to move your clocks. Now, obviously, a lot of them are digital, and they might do it on their own, but daylight savings. So a 3 o'clock game, really, it's essentially a 2 o'clock game as we'll lose an hour of sleep. And that should be an interesting one. We'll spend all of Sunday night after the 3-game series looking at a piece of paper, looking to figure out which college basketball teams to pick. But I think when you look at the physical play here in the first 2 periods, I think it's just going to get even more physical as the series transpires, especially that kind of side story between Johnny Walker and Laurent Gillette / Josh Helms.
Yeah, Tyson, I agree, and I think that's got to be the storyline to watch going into the third period and beyond is Johnny Walker, Laurent Gillette. Will these guys drop the gloves? Josh Helms enters the fray. Now you've got 2 against 1. Who's going to stand up for Johnny Walker on the Grizzlies side of things? It's going to be interesting. We're going to see physicality ramp up over the course of this game and throughout the course of the series. I wonder if we ever do see Johnny Walker drop the gloves. He was hesitant to do that earlier, possibly because of his injury. We'll see if he does it later on this weekend.
Lucas Prake's been solid in net. He has seen 20 shots, or he's seen 15 shots and stopped them all. His backup is Trent Miner. Earlier this week, Miner was called up to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. He actually played in the third period this past Tuesday in a 5-2 game. They're playing Calgary, where the Colorado Eagles, Calgary got up 5-0 after 2 periods. Miner played the third period and stopped all 7 shots that he saw. And Miner just yesterday was brought back to the Grizzlies. He's the backup goaltender tonight. Garrett Metcalf is the third goalie. This past Sunday, he was released from his loan with the AHL's Calgary Wranglers. As Grizzlies have hit the ice, when we come back in 1 minute, we'll have third period action. Utah leads 1-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
We're about set to start third period action. Utah leads 1-0. Grizzlies have taken 20 shots. Taryn Pfizer leads the way with 5. Dylan Fitz has 4. Connor McDonald has 3 shots. He has the only goal in the game. Cameron Wright and Zach Sekos with 2 shots. For Kansas City, Jordan Sandbrook has 4 shots. Nick Passajov and Luke Stevens have 3. Utah outshot Kansas City 10-5 in the first period. Both teams had 10 shots in the second. Grizzlies going to be skating from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Your mind's eye see it on YouTube. Kansas City is skating from our left to our right. Zach Sekos to take the drop. Same 5 that started the game for the Grizzlies. Bryson Martin gets it after Utah wins the faceoff. Raby moves ahead to right. Right skates towards the near corner. Goes to Raby, who's around Kansas City's net. Raby gets hit by Jordan Sandbrook. His puck goes back over to Raby. Raby battles with Sandbrook, and that continues. Sekos in the area, hacking away as he gets it from Josh Lamon. Sekos skates towards the point, feeds it up top for Penner. Across to Martin, now to Raby, down to Sekos on the left side, trying to locate it. Takes a shot, saved by Starrett. Now Sekos gets it back, skates towards the right side. Now he skates towards his left, blue line near him. So he'll bounce the puck off of LeBerge as Wright feeds it across off the near boards. Bryson Martin back to right around the net. Wraparound shot, saved by Starrett. Rebound goes out to the near side. Kansas City clears it out to center. Pouncey ahead to Raby, who dumps it in. Good first shift for the Grizzlies as they make a line change. So does Kansas City about 1 minute into the third period. Theo Calvis out of neutral ice. He'll back it out into his own zone. He'll feed it out to center ice. Puck flies off the stick of Ryan Harrison and goes into the Grizzlies zone. Preet touches up towards the near side. Harrison overskates it. Fitz gets the Penner. Looking for Pfizer. He'll feed it out to center ice. Pfizer and Tommy Mutt collide near the Kansas City bench. Whistle blows. Tommy Mutt got blasted, got spun around. We're going to get a penalty, and looks like it's going to be on Pfizer. So Kansas City is going to get a power play here early in the third period. And I think it was just the force of that hit and Tommy Mutt kind of flying and doing like a helicopter thing off the boards that gave Kansas City a power play there.
Yeah, Tommy Muck did a good John Elway impression there. A good hit by Taryn Pfizer. Unfortunately, he's going to find his way into the penalty box. And this is really a situation where the Grizzlies, you don't want to be in because, as we mentioned before in the intermission, you got to be smart. You got to stay out of the penalty box.
Says for holding?
Holding?
Yeah, maybe. He kind of took Muck and kind of spun him around. And Muck just crashed into the boards.
I guess that's where we get the helicopter.
Yeah. Roger Orn, the off-ice official, kind of had that puzzled look. But, yeah, holding I could see, I guess. Referee was on the other side of the ice, and he didn't have the best angle, but he did make the call. And I think it looked like the correct call from what we saw on the replay on the video board at center ice. Kansas City's down 1-0. They win the face-off. They throw it to the right side. As Passajov feeds ahead, it's picked off. Zach Sekos gains the offensive line. Toe drag towards the slot. He gets poked away by McLaughlin. Kansas City's got numbers. They cross center ice. Passage off, skates towards left circle. Look to center to Lamon. Jamison gets a stick in the way. McDonald delivers a hit on passage off. The puck bounces off the boards. Keaton Jamison clears it out. Grizzlies make a line change. 30 seconds into the Grizzlies penalty kill presented by Utah Disaster Cleanup. McLaughlin over to Passagov. Across the wall, across the center ice. We get it to LeBerge. He gets poked away, trying to get it back towards Waugh as puck ricochets towards the right side. Martin skates over there, collides with Lamon. Strong gets it, and he clears it out. Good job by Cam Strong. Starrett behind his net. Kansas City will make a full line change. 1:05 left in the Kansas City power play. Neither team has a power play goal here so far. Up ahead for Schiavo. He couldn't reach it. Goes deep into the Grizzlies zone, and it's going to be icing on Kansas City on their power play. With 17:40 left in the third period, Utah still leads 1-0.
Tyson Keaton Jamison's fingerprints have been all over this game. He's been zipping around the ice. He's had a good few chances offensively, but right back there just a few shifts ago, he made a really great defensive play. Connor McDonald jumped up, kind of got caught in the play, and it almost turned into a 2-on-1, but great stick by Jamison to break it up.
Draws going to be in the far circle. Off the draw shot saved by Starrett. Kansas City gets it. They skate from our left to our right. As Mavericks, Tommy Muck will carry it out to neutral ice. Left wing pass. Mavericks gain the line. Spin it along the wall. As Schiavo over in the area. Grizzlies lifted over the head. It bounces off the glass and out of play. The puck just kind of was on top of the glass and bounced a couple times like it was a rock skipping over a lake.
I think that puck actually ended up in the penalty box, and Taryn Pfizer, I think he dished it off to the guy with the Seals jersey.
That is an awesome-looking jersey. California Golden Seals for an NHL team in the 1970s. He's doing the Symbicam kind of thing with his baby. And the crowd's getting all sorts of excited. The kid doesn't look like he's all that pleased, but
the kid got the puck.
And a standing ovation from this crowd as the Grizzlies win the face-off and spin it along the far wing boards. Puck is now deep in the Kansas City zone. The baby may not be old enough to remember it, but the dad certainly will remember tonight. Kansas City out to the left side. Throw it cross ice. Now Luke Stevens skates in. By centers it. Poked away by McDonald. Puck lifts in the air. Bounces in the right point. Shove over to Muck. Now to Harrison. He loses the puck in the slot. McDonald gets it, and he'll throw it out to center ice. Tries to get his own pass. Muck gathers it, and he'll throw it back to Schiavo at neutral ice. 7 seconds left in the power play. As puck goes back to Harrison. Now Schiavo dishes across. Out of the box is Taryn Pfizer. It's a Utah Disaster Cleanup successful penalty kill. Stevens right wing shot saved by Parikh. Lucas holds on. 16:39 left in the third. Utah still leads 1-0.
Well, Tyson, excellent penalty kill here for the Grizzlies. And if I'm right, I don't think the Grizzlies let up a shot in that penalty kill because that shot was taken after the fact. Now Kansas City has 16. They started the period with 15. So the Grizzlies, great job on the penalty kill. Didn't even allow a shot.
Draw is going to be taken by the Grizzlies and won by him as Bryce Martin in his own zone gets spun around. They go over to Pfizer in the corner, back to Martin. He dishes over to Penner. Penner, cross ice to Fitz. Fitz gathers it. He's in neutral ice, but over skates it. Now Fitz gets it back near boards. He'll dump it in. As skating back around is Nate Konepke. Konepke will cross center ice. Now veer off to the left. He tries to get around Tyler Penner. Penner delivers a hit. Konepke loses the puck. Kansas City makes a line change. Fitz over the near side of his own zone. Will carry it out to neutral ice. Fitz crosses center. Spins along the glass. Takes a smooth ride. Jamison gets hit. And puck goes back to Passagov. Cross ice. Glances off a Fitz stick and rolls towards the Grizzlies bench. Fitz gathers it in the Grizzlies zone over to Tho. He'll outlet it to center. Puck bounced over the stick of Jared Power. But the linesman says he got a piece of it. No icing as McLaughlin gets back check. Jamison over to Power. Now up top for Tho. Tho will take a lefty shot. It's blocked. It's blocked by Passagov. Now we get a whistle. I think a hand pass is called. Draw's going to come back to neutral ice. 15:39 left in the third. Not only play with a high stick, it's a high sticking call. It's a high sticking penalty. Jake McLaughlin goes to the box. And the Grizzlies are going to be on the power play with 15:39 left in the third.
Well, this is a great chance here for the Grizzlies.
4 minutes. It's going to be a 4-minute double minor for high sticking.
Even better chance for the Grizzlies. I mean, this is a crucial point in the game. They weren't able to score on that 2-minute 5-on-3 in the second period. This is a big chance here to get that insurance marker.
Right now they've listed 4 minutes for high sticking on the scoreboard. McLaughlin high stick Jared Power. He high stick Jared Power in the corner. Grizzlies win the draw. They lead 1-0, and Sure could use some insurance. Right side, Pfizer shot saved by Sterrett. The left side, right with a shot that goes wide. Pfizer to the right side, skates towards the corner. Throws it up top for Sekos. Back to Raby. Raby dances around, gets to Pfizer across the right. It glanced off his stick, and it exits the zone. Right at neutralize, will throw it back to Sekos. Grizzlies back in their own end. They want to start the attack with some momentum. Ahead to Pfizer. He crosses center ice down the middle. Left wing pass to Raby. Now up top for right on the left side. He'll get to the high slot for Jamison, who skates around Pfizer. Jamison over to right. As right, across to Sekos. Off the boards on the right side. Sekos over to Pfizer. Back to Sekos. He's all alone on the right side. Take a lefty shot that goes wide. Puck goes to Nate Konecki, who tries to clear it out. Sekos keeps it in. Great job by Sekos in the right point. Jamison around the net. Gets it to right. Right, loses it. Theo Calvis gathers it and clears it out. Puck rolls towards Lucas Preek out in front of the crease. He stops it. Both teams make a line change. 2:55 left in the double minor for high sticking. As Shearer throws to the far side for Fitz. Now back to Shearer. Now to Luke, to Bryson Martin. No relation to Luke, who played with the Grizzlies last year. Over to the right side. Fitz with a shot. Saved by Sterrett. Good look by Dylan Fitz there on the right side. After the whistle, Johnny Walker with some words with a Kansas City player, and it's Loren Ouellette of all people. Good look there by Fitz from the right side. But Shane Sterrett hasn't allowed too many rebounds here so far tonight.
No, Tyson, he hasn't. His rebound control is really good. He's won ECHL goaltender of the week twice for good reason. He's an excellent goaltender.
Johnny Walker will take the draw. 2:40 is left in the double minor for high sticking. Only 40 seconds left in the first half of the double minor penalty. Shearer with the center, it bounced off a Kansas City stick, rolls towards Josh Elms, who clears it all the way out. Lucas Preek gets it over towards Bryson Martin. The Mavericks make a line change. 2:25 and counting left in the power play. Utah leads 1-0, 14 minutes left in the third. Over to Cam Strong, who skates around the net. Strong gathers it, skates towards the near side. He gets pushed by Calvis. Now Fitz up top for Shearer. Across to Martin, back to Shearer. Now to the left side for Walker. Walker dances around outside the circle. Up top for Shearer. Back over to Martin. One-timer save. Rebound shot. Saved by Sterrett. I don't believe it. Strong over towards Walker. Back to Shearer. Looking for Walker. Walker centers it. Picked off by Kansas City, and they clear it out. I don't know what happened there. Walker had what looked like an open net. What a stop by Sterrett. 1:47 and counting left in the power play. It's now the second half of the double minor. So if Utah's scores coming out of the penalty box will be Jake McLaughlin. Grizzlies still in their own zone. Jamison gets it to right. Right cross the center. Throws it towards the Kansas City blue line. And gathering it's Nate Konecki, who clears it out. Preek behind his net. They'll feed it to Jamison on the far side. Grizzlies still in their own end, skating from right to left. As Pfizer around Preek. Back over to Sekos. 5 forwards on the ice for the Grizzlies. Sekos over to Raby. He'll cross center ice. Left wing. Raby gains the line. Skates towards the left circle. Now Raby around the net. East to the right side. He overskates it. Josh Helms loses it. Cameron Wright spins it around to Sekos. He's on the left side. Sekos back to the corner for Jameson. Back to Raby. One-timer. Didn't get much on it. Puck glided towards Josh Helms, who clears it out. Less than 1 minute left in the Grizzlies power play. As Utah will switch up skaters. Darren Pfizer skates around Preek's net. Now feed it to the far side. It's Cameron Wright. Across the center. Skates in. Gets poked away by Sam Brook. Now Jamison looks to center to Strong. And take a lefty shot. Saved by Sterrett. Loren Ouellette throws ahead to Passage-Job. 2-on-2. Kansas City carries it out to center ice. Now the Mavericks gain the line on side. Passage-Job looking for a centering pass. It rolls towards Preek. Now Sam Brook behind the goal line. Fires it off the side of the net. Sam Brook gets over to Passage-Job, but cutting in front Sekos. As it goes back to Kansas City. Passage-Job throws it up top for Sam Brook. He's in the left point. He'll back it out himself. As the Mavericks will carry it back into their own zone. Sam Brook gets to the Utah blue line. Fires it off. While he was trying to get too many men on the ice penalties. He fired it intentionally toward a Grizzly. No call is made. Grizzlies were in the middle of a line change. Shearer throws to Strong across the center ice. Strong gains the line right side. Kansas City's back at full strength. McLaughlin thought about joining the play, but once the puck went further into the Grizzlies zone, he skated towards the bench. 11:30 and counting left in the third period. Utah leads 1-0. Grizz have outshot the Mavericks 27-18. Up ahead to Walker. He's at neutral ice near the Grizzlies bench. Cross ice to Penner. Bounced off his stick. Rolls back to Kansas City. Jordan Timmons out to center ice for Schiavo. He's battling with Connor McDonald. Schiavo over to Hugo Waugh in the slot. Walker pokes it away. Schiavo on the right side. Drops it off for the Maverik. Now they skate in. They shoot. They score. Goal counts as Hugo Waugh connects on a rebound. And it's a brand new game as we're tied at 1 with 11:04 left in the third. The net got kicked open. I think the referee is going to go look at it. The fans in attendance think the net got dislodged before the goal was scored. It looks like they're going to look it over again. Kansas City, though, has tied it up at 1. So it looks like they might go to video replay.
Well, Tyson, the fans are making a good argument. I did think that net did come loose before the puck crossed that goal line, but obviously they're going to go down and take a look at it. Oh, but it's very, very close.
Stompelhar was the one that originally took the shot from the right point and then just kind of bounced off a couple bodies, and Waugh put it away. It signaled a good goal. They didn't even go to video replay. Now the referee, Alex Norman, is going to skeet towards Ryan Knaswich and let him know. Looks like the TV or tablet's not working, so that's why they couldn't go to video replay. So they might have been able to look at it, but I don't think there was anything for them to look at. So the goal is scored by Hugo Waugh. It's his 13th of the season. The assist went to Stompelhar. It's his first point of the year and only his third game. And so it's his first pro point. John Schiavo also with an assist. Kansas City skates in after winning the face-off. They skate around the net. Far side shot saved by Preek, and he covers up. The shot was taken near the goal line. Lucas holds on. There's a timeout. 10:52 left in the third. Mavericks have tied it up. It's a 1-1 game here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your adventure club.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. 10:52 left in the third. We're tied at 1. What'd you see on that play that Kansas City scored on?
Well, Tyson, just a really interesting play. Kansas City was kind of putting the pressure on in the Grizzlies zone. They kind of just moved the puck towards the net, and they took a shot. Preek did kick the neck open. It's so close to know if that puck crossed the goal line before or after the net was kicked off the pegs. It's just too close. And I really wonder if the outcome of that would have changed if they were able to look at it. But nonetheless, it's a tie game now, and the Grizzlies need to find a way to get the momentum back and get the next goal.
I think they're looking for the tablet, and they can't find it. And the referee would look at video replay on. Grizzlies win the draw. They throw it out to center. Rolls into the Kansas City zone. Tommy Muck gets this. He wins a foot race with Taryn Pfizer. Ahead to Josh Lamont. Now to LeBerge. LeBerge, their leading scorer. Skates towards the right side, being shadowed by Martin. LeBerge, wraparound shot. Saved by Preek. And Lucas holds on. Good move by Kansas City's leading scorers. He just kind of skated around the net casually, trying to sneak one past Preek, but Lucas was Johnny on the spot there.
Well, now we've got 10 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game, in regulation in this game. And I really think it's imperative that the Grizzlies, if they win this game, need to win it in regulation and get the full 2 points. Don't let Kansas City get that loser point. So they need to find a way to get the momentum back, and I think it starts with winning faceoffs and just getting back to your game and keeping possession.
You don't want to see overtime here at Maverik Center. We haven't had a single overtime game at Maverik Center this year. In fact, we've only had one since he started the 21-22 season. Off the draw, shot, and it's blocked. And it's Jordan Timmons, and he's hurt. Shot was taken by Luke Stevens as Kansas City won the faceoff, and it bounced off of Jordan Timmons' upper body. The Kansas City trainer is going to skate over there. And now the Grizzlies trainer, Colin Lee, is going to look over there as well. And it looks like Jordan Timmons, number 20 for Kansas City, 2 goals and 8 assists this season, 6'2", 220 pounds. He is hurt over in the far circle.
Well, that's unfortunate. You never want to see a guy go down. And fortunately for Timmons, looks like he caught that one up high. And he's a guy that they recently just acquired in a trade from Reading. So Kansas City might lose another one of their weapons if he's not able to go.
So Jordan Timmons on the ice. Looks like he's getting on two knees. Trying to see if he's okay. Colin Lee's got a towel, the Grizzlies trainer. He was just acquired on March 3rd from Reading. In fact, tonight, his Kansas City debut was on March 3rd against Idaho. Only his fourth game with the Mavericks. He's back to his feet. He's going to skate towards the Kansas City bench. And hopefully Jordan Timmons will be okay. Draw's going to stay in the Grizzlies zone. 10:29 left in the third. We're tied at 1. Timmons will walk into the Kansas City dressing room, and he'll get looked over by the Mavericks trainer. Josh Lamb will take the draw against Zach Sekos. It's anybody's game here. Connor McDonald scored 12:57 into the first period. And it stayed a 1-0 game until Hugo Waugh scored 8:58 in with Stumpelhar and Schiavon getting the assist. Off the draw, Kansas City wins it. Sharp angled shot from the far side. It's the side of the net. Now the Mavericks towards the far side in the corner, trying to locate it. McDonald delivers a hit as a Kansas City player lost his stick. Now up top, Nate Konepke couldn't keep the line. Sekos delivers a hit. Cameron Wright crosses center ice, gets spun around, no call. Over to Raby on the left side. Raby surveys, skates towards the left circle. Now Raby skates in, backhand shot, saved by Sterrett. Rebound, right hacking away. Sekos shot, saved by Sterrett. Puck still loose. Raby loses as he was trying to feed it up top to McDonald. Kansas City glides towards center ice. They get it over to the left as LeBerge will take a left wing shot, saved by Preek. LeBerge gets the rebound and now goes to Sekos. Trying to move it ahead to right. Bounced off of Harrison. Now the puck squirts towards center ice. Cameron Wright gets it as he'll glide towards the near side. Now he steps over the line. He gets hit. Raby skates over to the left point and dumps it in. Grizzlies at the end of their shift as Wright and Raby skates off the ice. Puck in neutral ice near the Kansas City bench. Though loses it. We get a penalty and a hand pass is called. 9:27 left in the third. We're still tied at 1.
Well, a few good looks there for the Grizzlies, and I really think that, hey, listen, the goal's the goal. We're never going to know if it crossed the line before the net came off or whatever. We're never going to know that. But for the Grizzlies, now the focus becomes, okay, it's a tie game. We need to get that next goal. And so you mentioned the ice being tilted in the first period. Grizzlies need to find a way to get that back. And like I said before, I think it just starts with winning faceoffs, keeping the puck on your stick, making smart decisions. And if you're able to do that, to start taking shots on goal, maybe get a deflection here or there, all it's going to take is one shot.
Trying near the Kansas City bench, new try since won by the Grizzlies. Though, rolls it around the boards. Cam Strong chases after it. Hugo Waugh in the area. Jameson over there. Waugh comes out with a puck. He'll feed it ahead. As Kansas City gains the line 3-on-3. Now everybody's in the zone. Luke Stevens, left point. Lefty shot saved by Preek. There's Waugh over there on Tho. Keaton Jameson. They battle. Now the puck goes towards the back of the net. As Victor Bartley hacks away on Stevens. Now Bartley gets the puck. He'll skate towards the near side. He'll get it out to Strong. Strong glides it across. It kicks off of Stevens' skate and rolls towards the left corner. Stevens battles with Tho. Tho wins the one-on-one battle. And Bartley skates over there to get the puck. Bartley across to Tho, who had 2 goals and 2 assists last Friday against Wichita in a 5-4 overtime win. Jameson from neutral ice dumps it in. And icing is called on the Grizzlies. 8:39 left in the third.
Well, and Tyson, you mentioned my distaste for an overtime game here tonight at Maverik Center.
We haven't seen any of them, though.
For the entertainment value, I think it would be fantastic. But in terms of the push for the playoffs, not so great because you'd also surrender at least a point to Kansas City, which I really don't think if you're the Grizzlies, you don't want to do.
6 overtime games for the Grizzlies this year. All of them have been on the road. Off the draw, Kansas City shot goes wide. We still got a lot of hockey, though. As the Mavericks over to the right side, Theo Calvis take a righty shot that goes wide. It was more of a pass out in front for Ullette that went through his legs. Kansas City will roll it around the boards. Ullette cuts it off. He gets poked away by Bartley. Ullette gets it back. And so skate towards the right point. Get it over to Calvis on the near side, trying to get it back to the corner. Strong picks it off. Cam Strong skates out to neutral ice. And he'll glide the puck deep in the Kansas City zone. Grizzlies make a line change. Tommy Muck skates over there. He takes the puck. He's behind Kansas City's net. 8:06 and counting left in the third. We're tied at 1. As Tommy Muck surveys, he's behind Shane Sterrett, who's played a good game, stopping 29 of 30 so far. Muck skates down the middle. Now he's at neutral ice. Left wing pass out to center. Goes past Josh Elms. No icing. Passagov skates over there. It was actually Passagov who was the intended receiver at neutral ice. Now Pfizer crosses center. Dumps it in. Josh Lamon delivers a hit on Pfizer. As Sterrett throws to the far side. Now back over to Fitz down the middle. Pfizer drops off for Penner. Will take a shot. Saved by Sterrett. Rebound goes to Pfizer. He's in the left point. He'll skate towards his right. Pfizer now on the right side gets around Josh Lamont. Pfizer right wing shot. Saved by Sterrett. 7:26 left in regulation. Good job by Taryn Pfizer skating around, getting a good look on the right side. But Shane Sterrett's not allowed many rebounds here tonight. He's done a good job.
Yeah, Tyson, I have to tip my cap to Shane Sterrett. He's really played a fantastic game for Kansas City. He's really given them a chance to win this game. He's made key saves. The Grizzlies have had some really good looks, and he's shut them down.
Draws give me in the right circle. Grizzlies have outshot the Mavericks 32-23. Face off one by the Grizzlies. McDonald right point shot and gets blocked. Puck rolls towards the left side. And spits over to Shearer. Back to Penner. A glance off his stick. Rolls towards the Kansas City end wall. Back in the corner. As McLaughlin battles with Pfizer. Pfizer over to Fitz. He couldn't reach it. Harrison will throw it out to center ice. McDonald gathers it near Utah's bench. He'll get it across to Shearer. Back to McDonald. 7 minutes left in regulation. We're tied at 1. McDonald, who has Utah's lone goal tonight, gains center ice and dumps it in. McDonald was the opt-in first goal of the game scorer. The puck glides towards the near side, taken by Luke Stevens. He'll get it ahead to Hugo Waugh. Waugh gets blasted by James Shearer. Cameron Wright takes it as he skates around Preek's net. He's on the far side. Wright surveys, throws it across to Shearer. Shearer skates towards the neutral ice area, left wing, moves ahead to Raby, who couldn't reach it. John Schiavo will bounce it off the near glass. McDonald in the area, so is Elms. Shearer boxes out Elms in the right circle for the puck. As it skates towards the corner, Ullett gets hit by Sekos. Right point, Calvis will bounce it off a right. Now Calvis battles with Raby. Raby throws down Calvis. Calvis loses his helmet. He has to skate off the ice. He does so immediately. As McDonald back in the far side in the Grizzly zone, moves ahead to Sekos. Sekos over to Raby. Throw it to center ice. Puck bounced off a Tommy Muck stick. Now Sekos gets it. He'll skate towards the right circle. Backhand shot goes wide. Kansas City gets the puck. Sambrook moves it ahead to Lamont. Lamont gets around Raby. Would be a hand pass, but Utah takes it, though. Bouncing off the Lamont stick. Puck flies in the air. Bounces it neutral ice. Cameron Wright gets around Sambrook. He'll skate in. Shot. Saved by Sterrett. Another look. Saved by Sterrett again. Cameron Wright had a really good look getting around Sambrook. Puck still in play. Sambrook battles behind the net. Now Wright gets pushed in the back. They shoot. They score! Grizzlies take the lead. Cameron Wright battles in front of the net. Just kind of put it away as he gets a pat on the back from Aaron Thove. Utah leads 2-1. What great effort by Cameron Wright, who just kept battling out in front of the net. And he was able to put it past Shane Sterrett. It's unassisted. Wright scored 14-24 into the third period.
Well, Tyson, it is the persistence by Cameron Wright. He just would not be denied. He manifests this goal, does everything he can to find this puck and put it in the back of the net. For the Grizzlies, that goal is huge.
Well, looks like they found the tablet. They call on the ice's goal, and they're going to look at it. So a video replay. It's 2-1. Jared Youngman says they can't review that. Now Roger Orr, the off-ice official, is going to walk over towards the scores table.
Well, I guess now that they found the iPad, I guess they feel like they have to review it.
It might not be a reviewable play. Now it's obviously a goal scored. Now Wright was in the crease. Looked like Wright might have got nudged into the back by a Kansas City player. Either way, they're taking a look at it.
There's certainly a whole lot of commotion going on in front of the net. I think Wright did get pushed. That's why he goes down. I think on his backside, he finds a way to nudge the puck between Sterrett.
So could Sterrett have argued that there was goaltender interference because he probably got pushed, even though Wright got pushed in the back, it looked like.
Yeah, I mean, if this is a goaltender interference review, then they can review that.
So they're looking it over. They're not showing a replay on the video board, as I guess to try to influence the call one way or another. Feel bad for the guy in Kansas City who's looking at a Grizzlies logo right now, but
ooh. Yeah, that is a tough break.
We've had a fun one here at Maverik Center. We're tied at 1. Cameron Wright may have scored unassisted. 14-24 in. It's been a low-scoring game, but it's certainly been an exciting one. Tomorrow's going to be fun as well. Don't forget the Stanley Cup will be in the building. This is affiliate night. The Grizzlies are honoring the 2022 Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. Well, the referee has put down the tablet. He's going to skate towards the ice. And we have a good goal. It's a good goal. Cameron Wright has made it a 2-1 game.
Well, I wonder where that tablet was hiding on the Kansas City goal.
So Wright got the puck. He got hit in the back by Pastajov, and it ends up going through. If this turns out to be the game winner, it'd be Cameron Wright's 8th of the season. That would lead the league. Martin up ahead to Strong. Strong skates into the offensive zone. Along the near wing boards, he'll feed it back to Walker in the right corner. Back over to Strong. He's in the left corner. Back to Walker behind the net. Tries to feed it out in front to Jamison. Kicks off the skate of Ryan Harrison. Puck goes back to the right corner. The only guy there is a Kansas City Maverick and Jake McLaughlin. Mavericks spread the ice. They'll throw it to the far side for Luke Stevens. Cross ice pass to Timmins. Timmins is back in the game. He was the one that got hit in the face. So it didn't look like he missed more than a shift, if that. Timmins will now skate off the ice. Action deep in the Grizzlies zone. Pfizer gets it across to Jamison. Cross ice pass to Strong. Strong to the left side, gains the offensive line, spins along the wall. He'll skate off the ice at the end of his shift as Josh Lamon gets it. He'll skate towards his goal line. Dangerous pass out in front of Kansas City's net, rolls towards the near side. Now to neutral ice. LeBerge over towards Pastajov, who dumps it in. Shearer lets it go past him. Lamon in the right side gets hit by Shearer. 4.5 minutes left in regulation. Utah leads 2-1. Calvis in the right point. Rice tries to feed it out in front. Pass behind Lamon. Fitz clears it out. Would be icing. It's waved off, though. Didn't have enough steam to get to the goal line. LeBerge moves it ahead. Kansas City. Loren Ullette crosses center. He gets around Fitz. Ullette gains the line. A Grizzly gets tripped up at Cincinnati. No call. Right went down. Puck goes back to the high slot. Kansas City keeps it in. Sandbrook shot. It's blocked by Penner. Penner battles with Sandbrook over in the far point. Puck goes out of the zone. Penner got hit up high by Sandbrook. No call. Referees let them play for the most part here tonight. Sandbrook, right side, gains the line. Sandbrook gets hit. Loses the puck. Hugo Waugh throws to the corner. Waugh gets it. As he's getting pushed by McDonald. Up top for Sandbrook. He'll take a righty shot and it goes wide. Goes back to Kansas City. Left point. They spin it around. Ullette behind the net. Gets pushed by Shearer. Shearer glides it towards the far wing boards. Raby moves ahead. Goes past Sekos. Kansas City keeps it in. Left point shot. Gets redirected and goes wide. The puck bounced off the glass. Raby got an assist on the right goal. This goes back to Sekos. I think Raby now has a point in 9 of his last 10 games. Kansas City back in their own end. 3.5 minutes left in regulation. They'll throw it across. This goes back over to Jordan Sandbrook. Sandbrook will throw it to the near side. A lot of action here at Maverik Center. A lot of tension. Utah leads 2-1. Kansas City crosses center ice. McLaughlin will ricochet off the near boards. Gets around Walker. Victor Bartley with a big-time hit on McLaughlin. Grizzlies clear it out. It looks like it's going to be icing on Utah. 2 minutes and 58 seconds left in regulation. Grizzly 2-1.
What a big hit there by Victor Bartley. This is a guy that's been there, done that, spent some time in the NHL with Montreal and Nashville. He knows how to throw his body around, and a big crunch in the corner. I really think, Tyson, that sets the tone not only for the rest of this game, but for the future of the series.
Yeah, it's going to be a physical series. It's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night here at Maverik Center. Game 2 of the 3-game set. Your tickets, UtahGrizzlies.com. Stanley Cup will be in the state of Utah for the first time in quite a while. Harrison will take the face off. Jamison gets kicked out. Walker will take the draw. Walker, the Arizona State product, is the all-time leader in goals and points in ASU history. Puck is won by Utah. As Walker delivers a hit on Luke Stevens. Action on the far side. Grizzlies throw it out to Victor Bartley. As Walker collides, we get a penalty as Walker and Luke Stevens got tangled up in the far side. Stevens and Walker, who's the penalty on? I think it's on Walker. Holding's going to be the call. Stevens skates towards the bench. Walker gets 2 minutes for holding. 2:49 left in the third. Kansas City will have a power play. Utah leads 2-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can, and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
I live for my next goal. Whether it's another pick six or another step forward in life, I wouldn't be who I am without the drive to reach it. And I wouldn't be where I am without my team. Everyone on and off the field who supports me and believes in my dreams as much as I do. Whatever your goals are, surround yourself with people who are going to help you reach toward them. Like my friends at America First, and see where life takes you.
Mavericks' new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Utah leads 2-1. Johnny Walker got 2 minutes for holding the stick. And then Johnny Walker pounded the glass while in the penalty box, and the referee told him to take a shower. So Walker, I think, got a 10-minute misconduct. Christian Simeone is in the Rogers and Russell Legal Solutions holding cell representing Johnny Walker. As looks like Walker got abusive official misconduct. As Grizzlies win the face-off and clear it out. 2 minutes and 40 seconds and counting left in regulation. Kansas City looking to tie it up. Grizzlies trying to put this game on ice. As the Mavericks skating from left to right. Hugo Waugh gains neutral ice across the center. Right wing pass to LeBerge. And still dropping off in the right point for McLaughlin. Across, pass picked off. Keaton Jamison throws to Sekos. He crosses center ice and dumps it in. We'll keep an eye on Shane Sterrett, the Kansas City goaltender, to see if he comes off for an extra skater. Sterrett's still in there. 2:11 and counting left in the third. Right wing pass to Timmons. Timmons was the one that got hit up high, but he's in the game. LeBerge takes a shot, and it's blocked by Shearer. Penner skates towards the far side, gets it, and clears it out. Less than 2 minutes left in regulation. Utah leads 2-1. Grizz have outshot the Mavericks 34-23. Utah's won 4 in a row. Kansas City looking to make it 5. Left wing pass to center ice, bounces off a Harrison stick. Martin in the area. He gets the puck. He'll sell it all the way out towards Shane Sterrett, who lets it go towards the near side as it ricochets off the boards. Tommy Mutt gathers it. Quickly gets to neutralize. He crosses center. He'll veer off to the left, gets around Pfizer, steps over the blue line. Mutt gets it poked away by Martin. Goes out to center ice. Great penalty kill here so far for the Grizzlies. 37 seconds left in the Kansas City power play. 1:23 left in regulation. Utah is up by 1. 2-1's the score. Luke Stevens gets tripped up. Puck rolls towards Preek. No call. And Lucas holds on. And looked like the official let them play there as Kansas City was skating towards the middle. Gets tripped up and the puck rolled towards Preek.
Yeah, Tyson, the Grizzlies have done a really good job of limiting the Kansas City zone entries. Kansas City really just hasn't gotten a handle on it in the Grizzlies' end, and I really think that Tad O'Had would have liked to have pulled Shane Sterrett a little earlier. But the Grizzlies weren't letting the Kansas City Mavericks have possession. They were jolting it away from their sticks, and as a result of that, Sterrett had to stay in the net.
Looks like Tad O'Had's going to use this one timeout. His assistant, Riley Wazlowski, has the clipboard. Ryan Kanaswich, the Grizzlies head coach, the all-time leading scorer in Grizzlies history. He's the Grizzlies GOAT. He's got the clipboard out, and he's talking with his unit. 29 seconds left in the Kansas City power play, and a little bit more than 1 minute left in regulation. Grizzlies looking to win their third in a row after sweeping Wichita 2 games last week over in Intrust Bank Arena. It's been an outstanding game here for Lucas Preek so far. He's really performed well against the Mavericks this season.
Yeah, Tyson, he has. He's played a spectacular game here tonight. I can think of a few saves where he really kept the Grizzlies in this game when it was a 1-0 game. Kansas City had some really good looks, but Lucas was there to slam the door shut.
I got to think if Kansas City win the face-off, you wanted to get to LeBerge or somebody like that. Guy can really put the puck in the back of the net. Watch out for Hugo Waugh. He's certainly a creative player. But I think LeBerge and maybe Nick Passajob, those are the 2 guys in particular to watch out for on the Kansas City side. Zach Sekos will take the face-off against Josh Lamon. Cameron Wright speeds towards the bench. He was talking with Simeone as to what Simeone was going to do once he came out of the penalty box. As a draw won by the Grizzlies, Connor McDonald spins along the boards. Kansas City's net's empty. 6-on-4. Mavericks looking for the tying goal. 1:10 left in regulation. Stevens over to McLaughlin. He's in the left point. He'll feed it across to LeBerge. He'll take a righty shot. It's blocked out in front. Jamison tried to clear it out. It bounced off a Kansas City stick. Hugo Waugh gets hit by Jameson along the far boards. 1 minute left as LeBerge throws to McLaughlin. Out to the left circle for Waugh near the boards. Waugh up top for LeBerge. He's all alone right side. Grizzlies back at full strength over to passage off shot. And it hits the side of the net. Net gets dislodged. We get a whistle. 46 seconds left in the third. Draw's going to be in the Grizzlies zone. Kansas City's net's empty. 46 seconds left. And the Grizzlies trying to secure victory.
Yeah, Tyson, it's not going to come easy. Kansas City, they're going to give everything they got here in the final minute. The Grizzlies need to stand tall, but now the Grizzlies are back to full strength, so now it's a 6-on-5 rather than a 6-on-4.
Cam Strong will take the draw against Nick Passajoff, the Kansas City captain. The puck is dropped. Kansas City wins the face-off. Stevens throws up top for Waugh. He'll feed it to the far corner. As it goes back to Luke Stevens, he gets hit by Shearer. Pfizer skates over there trying to take the puck. There's a scrum over the far boards. As Waugh gets tripped up by Pfizer, no call. Waugh gets back to his feet. Lamb battles. Pfizer takes the puck away. He'll carry it out to neutralize. Puck flips high into the air. Kansas City gets it back. 24 seconds left. LeBerge will fire it off the left corner near Grisby. As McDonald loses it. Lamb tries a survey. Throws up top to McLaughlin. 15 seconds left. He'll skate towards his right. McLaughlin over to the right side for LeBerge. Bounced off his stick. Cameron Wright gets it. 10 seconds left. He'll clear the zone. Pfizer skates over there. No icing. As Pfizer out towards the corner. I tried to center. Bounced off the Lamb, and that will do it. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win 2-1, and there is no doubt about it. As Cameron Wright gets his league-leading 8th game-winning goal of the season. And what a job for the Grizzlies, even though the puck was in the Grizzlies zone for the majority of the last 2 minutes of regulation. The Grizzlies held strong, and Lucas Preek gets his 9th victory of the campaign as he stopped 22 of 23. Guy, that was a gut check for the Grizzlies. They had to get it done defensively, and they did it tonight.
Yeah, Tyson, they really played a great defensive game, played a great offensive game in Wichita, great defensive game here against Kansas City.
The Grizzlies have now won 3 in a row. They have won 5 in a row against Kansas City. Connor McDonald scored a first period goal, and Cam Wright gets the game winner. For Wright, it's his team leading 19th goal of the season, and it's his 8th game winner, which does lead the league. He was tied with the league lead with 7 game-winning goals. He gets the game winner tonight. He should be the game's #1 star as Utah salutes their great fans here at Maverik Center. Pretty good crowd of about 6,000, and we should expect an outstanding crowd tomorrow as the Stanley Cup will be in the building. 2 big standings points for the Grizzlies tonight, and they inch a little bit closer to the Allen Americans. When we come back, we'll have the post-game report. We'll talk about what the Allen Americans did tonight against the Idaho Steelheads. Grizzlies rooting for the Steelheads tonight, and it's an Idaho victory would mean the Grizzlies would inch closer to 4th place in the Mountain Division. It's a happy night here at Maverik Center as the Grizzlies get their 3rd win in a row and 5th in a row against Kansas City. 2-1's the final score. Post-game show starts in 30 seconds on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maveric's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account.
Utah wins 2-1 as they try to inch closer to 4th place in the Mountain Division. 3rd star of the game is Connor McDonald, the Grizzlies captain. McDonald had 1 goal. He was even in the plus-minus category. He had 3 shots. McDonald was outstanding, and he's been outstanding over the last handful of games as Connor is a +10 in his last 10 games. Number 2 star, he got his 9th win of the season. He stopped 22 of 23. Lucas Preek, who in his last 2 games against Kansas City has stopped 54 of 55. Preek gets the crowd fired up. He's wearing number 35. He'll skate back towards his bench as he's now off the ice. The #1 star with the game winner. He now leads the club with 19 goals this season. Cameron Wright is the #1 star. He's got a teddy bear that he's going to toss on the ice He's going to toss it into the first row of section 124. And what Cameron Wright has done over the last 8 games that he's played in has just been amazing. He's now got 8 game-winning goals. And you think about over his last 8 games, he's got 7 goals and 5 assists. So you're talking about a first-year pro who had an outstanding college career. He won a national championship at the University of Denver last season. And I had a feeling if he was going to play a lot of games in a Grizzlies uniform, he was going to come close to leading the team in scoring. He's doing just that. He's got 43 points, which lead the club. And the Grizzlies are going to need that sort of offensive production. We haven't really made much of a mention of it, but Andrew Nelson, the star defenseman for the Grizzlies, is in the AHL with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. And so it's guys like Cameron Wright that have to step up offensively. And even though they only scored 2 goals tonight after scoring 45 goals in their last 10 games, 2 is enough here tonight because of the great defensive effort. And Cameron Wright, it really was his effort that entire shift that led to that goal, got in front of the net, and he got pushed in the back and just kind of kept chipping away. And that effort, that second effort that Cameron Wright has put together time and time again this year is really what's made him such a great player.
Yeah, Tyson, Cameron Wright, he's having a great season for the Grizzlies, and his rookie year at that. He's just really been that one consistent for the Grizzlies. He's been consistently scoring, consistently dishing the puck off to other players, consistently sometimes being the thorn in the side of other teams. They call him the rat for a reason, and he's known to get under the skin of some players. But really, he's just really been that guy for the Grizzlies. And when I say that guy, it's just, well, who do you need a big goal from? Well, it seems like time and time again, it's been Cameron Wright. It seems like he's emerged as the star of this team. And it seemed like there was a point where the Grizzlies were finding their way. Who is going to be that guy? Well, looks like Cameron Wright is.
Chuck pucks are flying at Maverik Center here tonight. And it was a good crowd of about 6,000. Should be an outstanding crowd tomorrow. I thought about the defensive effort, and even though it completely doesn't show on the stat sheet, James Shearer with 1 assist tonight, even in the plus-minus. It seemed like time and time again, whether it was delivering a physical hit along the boards, taking his guy off the puck, getting in front of the net. He denied Nick Passage off of a centering pass that could have turned into a great scoring chance for Kansas City. He denied them there, and just seemed like all around. If you look away from the puck and you don't puck watch the entire game, you see an outstanding hockey player in James Shearer, and he's been amazing in his first full season as a pro.
Yeah, Tyson, no doubt about that. James Shearer really has been just the anchor on defense for the Grizzlies. You talk about Cameron Wright being consistent on offense. Well, James Shearer, he's been consistent on defense. He's just so defensively sound, and he's so good at it that it doesn't wow you. It doesn't really stand out. You really have to kind of read between the lines of the game and really notice what he's doing on a nightly basis. It's really fantastic. And the great part is it's not just him. I really thought that the Grizzlies as a defensive whole played a great game here. Kyle Pouncey had a fantastic game. He was noticeable breaking up plays, and I really think guys like Pouncey, guys like Tho, guys like Bryson Martin have learned from guys like James Shearer and Connor McDonald. And that's why we've seen the Grizzlies defense get better as the season's rolled on.
Let's get to the scoring in tonight's game. There wasn't a lot of it. Connor McDonald got the opt-in first goal of the game as he scored 12:57 into the first. Keaton Jamison and James Shearer with the assist as the puck was near the right circle, and McDonald with the blast. He went top shelf over Shane Starrett, who played a pretty good game. Utah led 1-0 after 1 period. The Grizzlies are now 11-1 when leading after 1 period this season. Grizzlies led after 2 periods 1-0 as nobody scored in the second period. 10 shots were taken on either side. The Grizzlies are now 21-1 when leading after 2 periods. It was a 1-goal game, and the Grizzlies have been outstanding in 1-goal contests. They are now 10-3-3 in 1-goal games this year. Kansas City, it's their 27th 1-goal game this year. They've won 13 of them, and they've lost 14. Their record is 13-7-6-1 in 1-goal games. The only goal scored in the third turned out to be the game winner. Cameron Wright, his league-leading 8th game-winning goal, his team-leading 19th of the season. He broke a tie with Taryn Fizer, who's got 18 goals this year. Dakota Raby picked up an assist on the right goal, and that means that Raby now has a point in 9 of his last 10 games. So you can't underestimate the performance of Dakota Raby, and really it was that line we talked about before the game, the line of Sekos, Wright, and Raby. They did it offensively there to get the game-winning goal, and then defensively, they're on the ice there in the final couple minutes. Kansas City had the puck in the offensive zone since Johnny Walker got that penalty, and then he got a misconduct for jawing at the official. He got a 10-minute misconduct for abusive official. All that came 17-11 into the third period. Kansas City had the puck in the attack zone for the majority of that power play. And then the final minute of regulation, they really had the puck in the attack zone. And Zach Sekos was taking some faceoffs for the Grizzlies. And really the Grizzlies, you can tell who their big guns are and who Ryan Kanasowicz really trusts, because when the game is on the line, who was out there? It was Wright, it was Pfizer, it was Sekos, and those guys were able to secure the victory and extend the winning streak to 3. Those guys were outstanding there. And really for the Grizzlies, they've gotten it done offensively as of late, but it was a great defensive stand there at the end to secure the 2 standings points.
Yeah, Tyson, you talk about faceoffs. The Grizzlies had the edge in the third period, 14-8. They really dominated the faceoff circle throughout the course of the game, and I think that's credit to guys like Keaton Jamison, Tyler Penner, and Zach Sekos, guys that are all great in the faceoff circle. And we talked about possession in this game. Well, it starts with winning faceoffs, and the Grizzlies were able to do that. And so really, possession throughout the course of the game was in the hands of the Grizzlies. But you mentioned that Sekos, Wright, and Raby line. I mean, it just seems like you've got the speed, the brains, and the shot. Right? Or the brawn, if you will, and a lanky guy like Cameron Wright. But really, I'm talking about his shot. I mean, Dakota Raby, he's got excellent speed. He just flies into the offensive zone. He just does it at such will. And then Zach Sekos, he's the brains. He orchestrates all these plays. He's in the right place at the right time, able to dish the pass off or maybe take a shot himself. And then Cameron Wright, I mean, we saw he's got an excellent shot in this game, but he didn't have to use it to score that goal there late in this game. So it's just really a great combination for the Grizzlies. And I love that line that Kanasowicz has put together. And really, at this point in the season, the Grizzlies are able to roll out 3 excellent lines, and that's why they're getting such great scoring here.
The Grizzlies have won close games, and they've really done a good job securing a lead. And even though Kansas City scored that goal, and it was an interesting one by Waugh because it was a shot taken from the right side and then just kind of trickled and rebounded, and Waugh was able to get. The net got dislodged about the time that Waugh had scored. We never did get to see a replay, and I think it was a close play. It was interesting that they did go to replay when Wright scored. Jared Youngman was over in the suite saying they can't review that. They can't look at that, but they looked at it anyway, and it remained a good goal, and that's where the Grizzlies won 2-1.
Though it certainly is interesting that the tablet just conveniently decided to disappear when the Kansas City Mavericks scored a goal and we need to review it. I don't know if some kid was playing Angry Birds on it or what, and then they finally returned it. But, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just too very close, and the call on the ice was a goal, and it ended up being a goal. And for the Grizzlies, they did a good job of just putting that in the review mirror and moving past it. And they were able to get the next goal, and they're able to come out of here with a win. I think this was a great team victory by the Grizzlies. We saw them play 2 really great offensive games in Wichita, but now they've also proven that they can score and win in a good defensive battle. So it's really great to see. These last couple of games have really wowed me, and I'm confident in the Grizzlies.
In games decided by 1 or 2 goals, the Grizzlies are now 17-6-3. So they've done a really good job winning close games. They've done a good job securing leads. And really the big thing for the Grizzlies, I think over about the last month, from about the middle of February to where we stand now, what is it, March 10th or something like that? The Grizzlies really have done a good job in the first period playing with the lead. We talked about the second periods, and they've really been kind of a struggle for the Grizzlies as of late. But the Grizzlies are playing with the lead more than they did in the first half of the season. And, it seemed like when you get good goaltending and the Grizzlies have 3 good ones, it's really a tough choice for Ryan Kanasowicz. Do you start Parikh, Trent Miner, or Garrett Metcalf? Well, he went with Parikh tonight, and he gets the victory. Tomorrow, you can go with a fresh Trent Miner, and obviously when you got 3 games in 3 days, you're going to have to go through more than one goalie. So it wouldn't surprise me if Miner gets the start tomorrow. Now with Kansas City, they got Shane Starrett, who's been their workhorse this year, and their backup is Dylan Kelly. I imagine at some point this weekend, whether it's tomorrow or Sunday, we'll end up seeing Kelly. But it's big to get that first game, especially when you think about a lot of emotion. There's going to be a lot of fans in the building tomorrow. The Cup will be here. The Stanley Cup, that is, not the Kelly Cup, the big thing. The greatest trophy in all of sports. Maybe the greatest trophy, period, will be here tomorrow. And then Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I mean, the Grizzlies are 5-1 on Sundays this year. They played pretty well. And so, you put yourself on the right foot here. Obviously, it was a close game, and you have to tip your hat to Kansas City for blocking as many shots as they did tonight. But I think for the Grizzlies, if you put together this kind of defensive effort, both Saturday and Sunday, I think they're going to like the result that they have. It's just, it's a gutty victory. It's a blue-collar victory for the Grizzlies tonight, and I think they're going to need that this weekend.
Yeah, Tyson, it is. I mean, they really just came out and gutted through this game and were able to pick up that win. I think that Allen game was a wake-up call, and I'm referencing the 3-0 game where the Grizzlies had a 3-0 lead after 20 minutes of play, and then they blew it. And I think that was a big wake-up call for this Grizzlies team. And I think they said, you know what, we're better than that. We know we're better than that. And we can't let that happen again. And now I think later on in the season, we're seeing the Grizzlies get that first goal much more often, but they're also now able to hold on to that lead. And I really, like I said before, I really think that Allen game was a wake-up call and saying, hey, we got to be defensively sound. We got to play a full 60 minutes, not just a 20. You got to play a full 60 minutes. And ever since then, the Grizzlies have done a really good job of doing that.
3-0 since that Allen game. Speaking of Allen, it's late in the third period. The Americans and Steelheads are tied at 4. That game played over Idaho Central Arena. There's 2.5 minutes left in regulation. That's important because the Grizzlies are right now in 5th place in the Mountain Division. They'll be there regardless of what happens to Allen, but Utah now has 55 standings points. Allen has 57. So it looks like Allen could come away with 1 or 2 standings points. So the Grizzlies, if it's just 1 standing point, then the Grizzlies would gain momentum. Utah's hoping that Idaho can find a way to get a goal late in regulation because that's the team that the Grizzlies are looking for. Idaho is going to be the first place team regardless of what happens the rest of the year. So the Grizzlies are rooting for the Idaho Steelheads. There's 2 minutes, 19 seconds left in the third. That game is tied at 4. Rapid City defeated Wichita 4-2. So that makes Kansas City fans happy. Rapid City now has 51 standings points on the season. Wichita stays at 59. So the Mavericks lost, and they're stuck at 59 points. Good news for them. Wichita also lost, so they're stuck at 59 points. So they'll stay tied for second in the Mountain Division. If Allen wins, they get 2 standings points, whether it's regulation or overtime. The 2 standings points gets them to 59, and Allen would be tied with Wichita and Kansas City for second place. Hey, this just in. Looks like Idaho scored with 2 minutes left in the third period. Steelheads now lead 5-4. Ryan Domowski gets his second of the game in. 24th of the season. That's the case. Cold one's on me for Ryan Domowski. So, right now Idaho's got a lead, and the Grizzlies are rooting that Idaho can hold on for a victory, and that would mean the Grizzlies would be 2 points closer to Allen for 4th place, and that really matters. And obviously, we still got 17 games left, so it doesn't really matter. Well, not really, but top 4 teams in each division make the playoffs. So obviously for the Grizzlies, you want to find a way to climb up there. And a night like tonight, if Allen can lose in regulation, you come away with a 1-goal victory here, hey, you inch closer to that playoff spot.
Yeah, and it seems strange to root for the Steelheads and be excited when Ryan Domowski scores. It's just weird to be on that end of things. But, I mean, this is the point in the season where the Grizzlies, I mean, hey, they win the 2 games against Wichita. They've won a game here against Kansas City. I mean, right now, if they win all these games, they control their own destiny. They'll be right. They'll be fine. They'll go right into the playoffs if they win these divisional games. But the key is that they have to win them, and you don't want to be rooting for teams to beat other teams so you can sneak into a playoff spot. You really want to hit your stride right now. You want to find your way into the playoffs. 71 Cowboy says here on YouTube, the Grizzlies right now, they're hitting their stride. They're playing great hockey, and they're winning their important games.
That's really the important theme, and the Grizzlies are 7-2-2 over the last 11 games. After a tough start to the month of February, the Grizzlies have started to play good hockey. Read Kiki Crum's article at UtahGrizzlies.com. She's typing it up as we speak. Here high atop section 114. And let's see if we can get another update on that Idaho game. Looks like there's 1:41 left in the third period. Steelheads lead 5-4 over the Allen Americans. Well, Taryn Fizer didn't get any points tonight, but he led the way with 7 shots. Dylan Fitz didn't have a point tonight, but he had 6 shots. Cameron Wright also had 6, and he got the game winner, 14-24. Into the third period, it's his league-leading 8th game-winning goal of the season. It was a great crowd here at Maverik Center, 5,966. And tomorrow, it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a busy day. Could be a mentally draining day. It's Lord Stanley. I think the Stanley Cup actually flew in tonight. So I'm not sure where it's sitting as we speak. But I think the Stanley Cup flew in tonight. It'll be here tomorrow, and it'll be here the entire day. As the Grizzlies come away with 2 standings points, and that should be a ton of fun here tomorrow. Boy Scouts are sleeping over here tonight. This would be kind of a fun place. I thought about that night where it snowed about, 16 inches in Kearns. I thought about sleeping here. Well, the Boy Scouts are going to do that here at Maverik Center tonight. And what's the craziest place you've ever had a sleepover? Do you ever have a sleepover here at Maverik Center, or where have you had one in?
I've never had a sleepover at the Maverik Center. Never really occurred to me, although maybe on that one Wednesday where it seemed like we got dumped on with a ton of snow. Maybe it occurred to me maybe at that one point in time, but never before then. I've been camping in a lot of cool places. I've been fortunate enough to camp in some fantastic places, but I've never Never had a sleepover at the Maverik Center.
Seems like it'd be a lot of fun. Although once you're asleep, does it really matter? You don't really know where you're sleeping. You're just dreaming about whatever it is you're dreaming about. I actually dreamt about a Grizzlies game this morning. I don't know what happened. A crazy sequence happened. The Grizzlies ended up losing 2-0. I don't.
Boo.
It was really weird. Luckily, that didn't come to pass. There's now 16 seconds left in the game, and Idaho's still up 5-4. So, barring a miracle, it looks like the Steelheads will get 2 standings points, and the Allen Americans will stay with 57 points, and the Grizzlies will be with 55 here tonight and get that much closer to 4th place in the Mountain Division standings. And if you see Ryan Domowski sitting in a bar somewhere, hey, say, hey, big guy, that one's on me. As Ryan Domowski right now would have the game winner. Hey, it looks like Idaho's put this baby in the refrigerator as they get an empty net goal. Dawson Bardo gets the second of the year. So Idaho leads 6-4, and they're going to come away with 2 standings points. And so it's a good night for the Grizzlies. Not only did they take care of business against Kansas City, but the Idaho Steelheads defeat Allen and help the Grizzlies out in the standings. And with that, the Idaho Steelheads become the first team in this league to secure a playoff spot. So think about that. It's March 10th, and the Steelheads have already secured a playoff spot. Pretty much they secured the 1 seed, not mathematically, but we know that Idaho has been one of the more dominant teams in this league in quite some time. Well, now wrap things up here at Maverik Center. Guy, any final thoughts? It's going to be a fun day tomorrow here in the middle frame of the 3-game series.
Oh, boy. Well, Tyson, it was a great game here tonight. I'm sure tomorrow and Sunday are going to be great games. I'm really looking forward to seeing Stanley. I've never seen Stanley before in my life, so it certainly is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you to Nick Hayes for supplying us with food and drinks before the game. And we've had a lot of fun here already at this weekend at the Maverik Center, and it's just getting started, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, tomorrow the Stanley Cup will be here. Sunday will be a fun game as well. And we'll see some good hockey. We'll enjoy watching live hockey here at Maverik Center. Make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. If you got nothing to do tomorrow, come on down here. You get to see the Stanley Cup at center ice before the game. Grizzlies, I believe, are going to be wearing their Colorado Avalanche-themed jerseys. And, we're going to have, what's that word? Ton of fun here tomorrow at Maverik Center for the middle game of the 3-game series. Utah's won 3 in a row overall. They've now won 5 in a row against Kansas City. They are 5-1 against the Mavericks this season. Watch out for Kiki Crumb's story. That's going to be at UtahGrizzlies.com. That's going to be a fun one to read. Going to be an easy one because it was a lower scoring game. Good goaltending on both sides. Got to tip your hat to Shane Starrett, who stopped 32 of 34. It's in a losing effort, but he played well. And the Kansas City Mavericks defensive unit blocked a lot of shots. Once again, in 2 hours and 25 minutes in front of a crowd of 5,966, the Utah Grizzlies got a game-winning goal from Cameron Wright, his team leading 19th of the season. Dakota Raby picked up an assist. He now has a point in 9 of his last 10 games. For Kiki Crumb and Guy Krenza, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. We'll catch you tomorrow night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.